Hi everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. My name is Stacy. I am the Palladian Awakener. So today let's talk about the energies available to us for the month of April. And of course, we all know April is going to be a big month. So I'm very excited to talk about it this month. Now, before I dive into all 12 signs, I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. I truly appreciate the support and I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, if you're new here, welcome. If you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you feel called to do so, you can certainly share out the content as well. I appreciate you so much for doing that. Also, I love your comments, you guys. So keep them coming. I love it when you share your stories on how you're experiencing some of these energies that are happening throughout the year and in the sky. It not only helps me in my practice, but I have no doubt it helps people all over the world read these comments as well. Another reminder, these are general readings. So I don't anticipate they will resonate with each and every one of you. So always take what resonates, leave the rest. I am using a whole sign house system. I use Western tropical astrology. And again, it depends on what house system you prefer. It depends on your natal chart. So again, take what resonates, leave the rest. Do watch for your ascendant sign. I think that will resonate with you the most. If you don't know your ascendant, that's okay. You can certainly watch for your sun sign and any other planets that you want to pull all this information together for you. And of course, if you'd like a personal reading tailored to you, for you, all about you, you can get in touch with me on my website. And I'll be sure to put the link to that in the description box below. Okay, so I'm just going to do a high level overview for the month of April. Again, April's a big month, you guys. I could easily do an 8-hour webinar or video on this, on the content for the month of April. So, but I'm going to try to just focus on the high points for the month of April. Of course, the big news is that total solar eclipse that's happening right across North America, you guys. So depending on where you are on the planet, please check out if you can see this eclipse or not. Regardless, even if you can't see this eclipse, this is a big one. And for those of us that are living in Canada, US, and Mexico, and forgive me if I'm missing any other countries there, yeah, it's going to be pretty intense for all of us in North America. It's full on. Like if you can see this eclipse in the sky, it is full on, you guys. The energy is amped up tenfold. There's just more and more change coming down the pipe for all of us. If you've been following me for a while, I know I said this before, 2023 to 2026 is going to be monumental. Like this is such an incredible time to be on this planet right now, you guys. I know it's not easy. I know it's not, I don't even want to start talking about global events, but I mean, we're obviously aware of what's going on all around the world. So I don't want to glaze over that or pretend that I'm ignoring that. I'm not. But I mean, the Earth as a whole is going through such a big collective shift. That's what I'm excited about. That's why I'm excited to be here and share this content with you to help you lift your spirits up. You know, even if I can just do it in one teeny tiny way, I'm doing my job. So anyway, this is such a big monumental shift, and this is just a drop in the bucket. I feel like April is a drop in the bucket when you look at the bigger picture. It's kind of like trying to see, they're showing me the curvature of the earth. It's like we can't see the curvature of the earth, right? Unless we're at that higher level perspective, unless we're, you know, up in a spaceship or floating around the earth, right? So that's what they're sort of showing me, is like we are on the cusp of turning around the energy on the planet, turning this world on its head in a good way, like in a good way. And there's so much energy pouring onto the planet at this time, you guys, to help us and support us. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. It's kind of like I'm so fascinated to see how, not only personally, but collectively, how things are going to start evolving and changing over the next few years. But anyway, sorry. Let me take a step back. I got way ahead of myself there. But anyway, we're definitely going to talk about the total solar eclipse happening on April the 8th, 19 degrees of Aries. And this is conjunct Chiron, you guys. So again, this might be a difficult month when it comes to wounds. I feel like all of us are going to have their sort of like wounds poked or scratched, or the band-aid's going to come off this month. And how big, I don't know. It depends on how this is being aspected in your chart. But yeah, like, I mean, there's so much energy in Aries that I feel like, you know, they're showing me poking the bear. It's like, yeah, you know, people are going to be pushing our buttons, whether consciously or unconsciously. There's just so much energy in Aries, plus with Mercury in there and Mercury retrograde. Just be prepared for that. That's what I love about astrology. That's how I use astrology. It's kind of like you're prepared for this energy. So when you feel triggered, when you feel like someone triggers you or someone says something and you're triggered, you're aware of it and you notice what you're noticing. That's what I love about astrology, is it prepares us for any of these incoming energies, especially the more challenging ones. So just be mindful of that. I do want to talk about the full moon in Scorpio that's happening on April the 23rd. This one's squaring Pluto, so I also want to emphasize this one as well. I'll talk about this. And of course, I mentioned Mercury retrograde happening on April the 1st, starting at 27 degrees of Aries, and he's going to back up to 15, 16 degrees of Aries. And he'll go direct on April 25th. So again, this is not your normal Mercury retrograde. Mercury is going to be conjuncting the sun. So Cazimi is going to happen this month. Also, the North Node opposing the South Node, and also Chiron, and Venus is going to join the party as well on April the 5th. So this is a very important Mercury retrograde. Like, really pay attention to what happens in your life. Like, I would say middle of March to middle of May. I feel like that could give you some clues or some breadcrumbs as to what could be coming down the pipe for you, not only in the next 6 months, but they're showing me this energy is going to ripple out for 4 years. But also I feel like a turning point is going to happen early 2025 for all of us when it comes to these two areas of our life. So the Aries area of your chart and the Libra area of your chart. So we'll talk about the Mercury retrograde. And also, you guys, the normal rules apply. So be prepared for like technology glitches, delays in transportation, vehicle breakdowns. If you're flying anywhere or traveling anywhere, please double, triple check your itinerary. Maybe call the hotel, make sure they have your reservation. Just double, triple check everything, because yeah, April is definitely going to be an intense month. And especially even if you're traveling around April the 8th, just be very mindful of your surroundings. I feel like people are going to go a little bit wild that day. And also think of the influx of traffic on the roads trying to get to the totality path. Right? So just, again, be mindful. I'm not here to like instill fear. It's just, again, just giving you all a heads up, just something to think about. Another new beginning that's happening this month, we have Mars conjunct Saturn. So in Pisces. So this is a new 2-year cycle, a new 2-year beginning in the Pisces ruled area of your chart. This is pretty rare. I mean, Mars and Saturn usually only come together in Pisces every possibly 30 years, because Mars takes about 2 years to go around the zodiac. So the next time Mars comes around the zodiac, Saturn will be in Aries. So just to kind of give you a flavor of, you know, this doesn't happen very often in the sign of Pisces, but we'll talk about that. And another big aspect this month, of course, Jupiter conjunct Uranus. So I hope you can kind of see how intense April is going to be. And again, when I say intense, I don't mean negative. I don't mean doom and gloom. I don't mean the planet's going to implode. None of that's going to happen. It's just all these new beginnings are just starting. Again, they're showing me 2023, 2024, constant new beginnings, you guys, constant. And we're not going to see the wave of change until later on down the line. But again, happening in Taurus, April the 20th. Also, they're showing me this is not a light switch. So it doesn't mean that something absolutely is going to happen on these dates, or specifically in April. For some of us, it will. So, I mean, I want to hear it below at the end of the month. Comment what happened in your life, you know, with these conjunctions in your area of life when it comes to Aries and Taurus and Pisces? What sort of things were happening in your life? So I'm fascinated to hear your stories. Okay, let's see here. Oh, with the Jupiter conjunct Uranus, I just want to also draw your attention to how rare this is. So we will not see this in our lifetime again happening in the sign of Taurus. So the last time Jupiter conjunct Uranus was June of 2010 at 0 degrees of Aries. So think back to that time. That's definitely the epitome of a new beginning at the 0 degree mark and at the first sign of the zodiac, which is Aries. Now, a really rare thing happened. The two big planets there, they retrograded back into Pisces, and they were, well, you may as well say they were pretty much traveling together for 6 months. They came together again January of 2011 at 27 degrees of Pisces. So that's the last time these two big heavy hitters came together. Now, before that, February of 1997, they came together at 5 degrees of Aquarius. So again, think back to these dates and times. Reflect back what was happening in your life. So this is a new 12 to 14 year cycle. That's roughly approximately when these two big heavy hitters come together in the sky. And then before that, it happened like 1983, 1982, the early degrees of Sagittarius is when they last came together. And again, you can keep going back. You know, every 12 to 14 years is approximately when they came together in the sky. Now, the next conjunction between Jupiter and Uranus is happening at 23 degrees of Cancer, September of 2037. So I hope you can kind of see that how rare this is, you guys. So again, we'll talk about that for each and every sign. Venus joins the party in Aries on April the 5th, and Mars continues his trek in Pisces. He will move out of Pisces at the end of April, but for this month, he will be trucking along in the Pisces area the Pisces area of your chart. And then the sun pops into Taurus on April the 19th. So, you know, Taurus season officially begins. Also, one thing I wanted to mention, I don't think I mentioned this. So going back to the eclipses, the last time we had the North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra eclipses, December 2004 to June of 2006. So think back to those times. 18, 19 years ago, what was happening in your life? You know, we could be experiencing some similar themes that we went through 18, 19 years ago. Now, if you went through something difficult, it does not mean the exact same things are going to happen, because think about all the heavy hitters in the sky would have definitely changed signs by now. I mean, even Pluto. So just something to think about. And then we had a nodal reversal February of 2014 to November of 2015. That's when the North Node was in Libra and the South Node was in Aries. So that was about 9 years ago, if you want to reflect on that point of time as well. Otherwise, I think that's it, you guys. So we are going to dive into each and every sign now. Hey, Aries. All right. So you guys are the stars of the show. And also, if you're celebrating a birthday this month, I want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful birthday and a fantastic year ahead. And I think you are going to have an incredible year ahead, Aries, especially if you are celebrating a birthday around April the 8th. I mean, it's full on. Like, it is just full on for your sign. Look at all that energy packed into your house, Aries, or your sign, I should say. Like, it's just, I can't even put it into words. There's just so many messages. There's so many things that are going to happen for you over the next, not only for the next year, but years ahead. Like, you're setting yourself up, Aries, for success for years and years and years and years to come. So, yeah, and I just heard transition. So yeah, absolutely. That's you're transitioning in multiple areas of life. So I think, well, let's start with that eclipse. So the eclipses, if you've been following me for a while, you know, you've heard me say this before. So eclipses in the first house, this could impact every single area of your life, Aries, every single area. So not only your identity, so you're changing like your identity. This could be psychological or this could be literal. You could be changing something about your body, changing how you present yourself into the world, changing how you want people to see you. Or it could be you're changing so much automatically, it is changing how people view you in the world. This could be your status changing, you know, going from married, or sorry, well, yeah, you could be going from married to divorced, or you could be going from single to common law, or single common law to married. Definitely big changes in career, big changes in relationships, whatever that means to you. So this could be relationships with friends, with coworkers, business colleagues. If you own a business, your business is definitely going to go through some changes. Absolutely. Love relationships will probably go through some changes as well. And home, family, foundation. So as you can see, this could ripple out into multiple areas of your life, Aries. And again, it depends on your personal birth chart. I would have to see your personal birth chart. If you have any, you know, especially if you have any planet placements points around 19 degrees of Aries, Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer, you're definitely going to feel this the most. It doesn't mean you're not going to feel this energy if, say, your ascendant or your sun is at like 5 degrees of Aries. You're going to feel this regardless. But I'm just saying, if you have anything around that 19-degree mark, it's just going to wave upon you that much more intensely, depending on the planet placement point that we're talking about here. Now, the sun moving into Taurus, the middle of the month, that's going to light up your income sector. So this is also your sector of your talents, your skills, your abilities. So you could be looking at upgrading. This is definitely something to do with work, finances, resources, material possessions, wealth, also your value system. So with the sun coming into the Taurus area of your chart, that's going to be in focus for you starting around middle of April. Now we have a full moon in Scorpio, again, lighting up your financial access here. So this is like a finish line. This is like a culmination point that's happening around April 23rd. Now it is making a square to Pluto, newly in your 11th house of friendships, groups, memberships, circles, people that you associate with. This is your long-term goals and commitments. This is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. This is also the house of your older siblings as well. This is also a lucky house as well. Now, Aries, it might be time to, like, if you are financially supporting somebody, it might be time to relook at that. Pluto is asking you to transmute something. Not so much, like, some of you might cut something off, but what they're showing me, actually, when I was preparing for these videos, what they were showing me was a compost, okay, about this full moon square Pluto. And a compost is very scorpionic. So basically what was once eggshells and, you know, potato peels and carrot peels or whatever you put in a compost, you know, then becomes something else. So it becomes, I don't know, a broccoli, a stem of broccoli, an eggplant, a tulip, a flower, part of your garden, you know. That's what they're showing me with this square. So so that tells me that, you know, yes, something has to end, something has to go, something has to change, but you're going to like transmute it, transform it in some way, shape, or form. So again, and this is in your financial access, Aries, and this is in your house of shared resources, like loaning money to friends, loaning money to siblings, loaning money, like, are you throwing a bunch of money at these groups or associations that you belong to? Why? Maybe it's time to like gut check that and be like, why am I doing that? Like, what is the purpose? What are they doing with this money? Like, what's, you know, I feel like you might be gut checking something to do with your finances. Now, again, this is the house of taxes, debts, loans. So this could just be a culmination point of a tax break or well, because it's a square to Pluto, I'm also seeing some of you might have to pay. This could be finalizing a divorce or finalizing something to do with your partnership. If you're separating a business or selling a business, maybe separating of assets. What else could this be? Something to do with, again, debts or loans or mortgages. This is like a culmination point, or maybe remortgaging something or consolidating debt or consolidating loans. So, but regardless, Aries, whatever this is, you're going to be transforming it. You're going to be like making something new out of something old. It's like recycling something in some way, shape, or form. Now, Mercury retrograde is happening in your sign. So Mercury in your sign is like incredibly passionate, incredibly fired up. I actually forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video. You know, the keyboard heroes are going to be coming out. The gremlins are going to be coming out of the ditches, you know, on social media and blah, blah, blah. And all, you know, I feel like there could be some harsh words said. That's kind of like my point is, there could be some like no filter type of communication happening, and we might have to backtrack a little bit on what we're saying this month, especially for you, Aries. This is going to be for all of us, but I mean, especially for you, because this is your first house. So again, this is what I love about astrology. Be mindful, notice what you're noticing. If you feel triggered, which again, we're all going to be triggered this month with Chiron in your sign and all this energy around Chiron, we are 100% going to be triggered by something or someone, or some sort of action someone takes, or something that someone says to us. Definitely we're going to be triggered, Aries. So my recommendation obviously is to keep your cool and step away from it, be the bigger person and step back, because you might regret it. And this isn't just for you, this is for all of us out there. But regardless, again, it is what it is. Mercury in here can be very productive. We can have a very sharp, quick mindset, but again, the retrograde is going to make us a little bit squirrely, you know, where it's going to force us to kind of slow down and take a step back. So just, again, something to keep in mind, Aries. And again, if you're traveling anywhere, just double, triple check everything, your itinerary, make sure the vehicle is running or in good order, or whatever the case may be. Just be mindful how you're getting around for the month of April. Now, Venus pops into your sign. I love this for you. This makes you a great attractor. So wherever Venus goes, she attracts. And wherever she goes, she sort of like smooths things over. So if you've had any health issues, Aries, Venus in here should help. You know, I'm saying should because there's so much energy piled into your first house. But with Venus in here over the next 3 weeks, it should be very beneficial. For those of you that are single, it's full on. You could definitely attract an incredible, beautiful partner into your life at this time. Let's see here. Also money, like Venus attracts money as well into our lives as well. So that could help whether you are a business owner or if you are working for someone. So that's an incredible transit as well. But again, keep in mind, the wound aspect they're showing me. Again, there could be a wound coming up when it comes to relationships. So just be mindful of that. Also, if this is the month, if you need to talk to somebody, Aries, this is the month to do it. I'm just going to throw it out there because this might be a challenging month for all of us. So if you feel the need to talk to somebody, now I'm not saying you have to go out and pay $400 an hour to talk to some psychologist. No, like you can just talk to a trusted friend or a parent or a grandparent, or I don't know, a sibling, a friend, whatever, whoever you're comfortable with, just to get it out of your body, get that out of your body and just talk it through with somebody. But again, if they're not a professional, be mindful of the advice they're giving back to you. Okay. If it doesn't feel right, don't, like, you do you, Aries, but you know what I mean? I don't want someone trying to get in your head about certain things, right? That's the only thing when we go to like family, friends for venting or for advice is, well, they're not professionals. And sometimes are they looking out for our highest good? That's just something to be mindful of this month. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And then your ruler is continuing to trek through Pisces. So you're ruled by Mars. So Mars in the 12th house is really interesting. I have no doubt, Aries, you know, how have you been sleeping? Usually Mars in the 12th house disrupts sleep. Mars in here really wants us to escape, right? We want to escape into the drinking, into the alcohol, the drugs, the food indulgence, you know, pick your poison, right? Pick your indulgent poison. That's, you know, Mars loves that when he's in the 12th house because he doesn't know what else to do. He's like, well, I don't know. I'm just swimming along here. Like, what do? I want to like get wasted. I want to escape. I want to like pass the time. So just be mindful of that with Mars moving through the 12th house, and it will pass. Once Mars hops into your sign at the end of April, we'll talk about that in May. Yeah, you're going to be even more lit up like a Christmas tree, Aries. You already are, but I mean, your ruler coming back home into his sign, yeah, you're going to be like full on, okay, let's get going. Let's hit the pavement running. So, let's see. Oh yeah, speaking of Mars, so Mars conjunct Saturn in this area of your life. Again, every 2 years this happens. Mars comes together with Saturn. The next time this happens, it's going to be in Aries. So again, this is in your hidden house, Aries. So I just feel like this is either to do with spirituality, if that resonates with you, spirituality or religion or anything to do with metaphysical stuff. Absolutely. You know, tapping into that kind of stuff, or maybe dabbling in that kind of stuff, or maybe reaching out to a tarot reader or an astrologer or something like that, just to get a different lens on your life. Not a bad idea to do. This is also working on something behind the scenes, which I think I've mentioned to you before with Saturn in here. It's like you're preparing for a brand new cycle. Aries, once Saturn pops into your sign, again, it's full on. Like, you are going to completely change your life, Aries, whether you realize it or not. I feel like this is a game changer for you. And this is just, yeah, they keep showing me like closing out a cycle. They just keep telling me, yeah, they're closing out a cycle. They're working on something behind the scenes, and it's more so about endings than new beginnings. Even though this month is all about new beginnings, but it's going to be like slow and steady wins the race, Aries. Also, this is an awakening transit. Like, you know, things could be rumbling, bumbling under the surface. This is the type of energy that's going to make you take action on something or move. You know, I mean, it could be a literal move, but when I say move, I mean, just get up off your butt and do something, you know? So this is definitely an awakener energy for you though. Like, again, I guess depending on what you're watching for, Aries are pretty motivated and self-driven, but I guess it depends on what you're watching for, you know? But yeah, you're on the cusp, Aries, of new beginnings, and I feel bad. I keep saying this to you. Like, I feel like I'm saying this to you every single month. But anyway, there's some sort of new beginning here. Mars is helping you wrap something up. Also be mindful of creating new bad habits. You know, probably not a good cycle to start that as well. So again, be mindful of what you're ingesting, or what your actions are, or if you want to escape, just be mindful. Notice what you're noticing and notice what you're feeling. Again, going back to that wound, is there something you're just trying to like slather over that wound to make yourself feel better so you don't have to deal with it and you keep pushing it down? You know, my recommendation is to deal with it. Get it out in the open, and then that way there you're moving into your new cycle, I feel like, with more of a clean slate, if that makes sense. And then last but not least, that conjunction in Taurus with Uranus and Jupiter. So this is a brand new, again, 12 to 14 year cycle. So it's not a light switch, but it's a brand new beginning when it comes to work, when it comes to your skills, your talents, your abilities. Also, sorry, I'm getting messages and I'm trying to like talk at the same time. So yeah, okay. Sorry. They're like cluttering up my ear here. So yeah, they're telling me new work could be coming in for you and monetizing a new skill set. So there we go. I may as well spit that out. But otherwise, this is to do with material possessions, buying, selling, This could have something to do with diet, nutrition, food. This could also be, yeah, material possessions, work, your value system, skills, talents, abilities, diet, nutrition, maybe something to do with dealing with foreign lands, foreign cultures, international, anything to do with international matters or international waters, dealing with people all over the planet. Yeah, Aries, I feel like some of you are going to be doing something very unique over the next 2 decades. You're going to be, yeah, bringing something onto the planet that is very unique to you, whatever that means for you. Let's see here. This could also have something to do with new friendship groups, circles, associations, memberships that you associate with. This could be new downloads coming in when it comes to your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, your long-term future. This could definitely be a blow up, a glow up in your finances in a good way. Yeah, and work. Like I just, honestly for you, I keep hearing work, 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 but I can understand some of you could be retired, right? So it's like, what are your next steps? You know, do you want to volunteer? How do you want to make a difference on the planet? You know, maybe dive into humanitarian efforts or volunteering or like different groups and associations that you can associate with. Again, something to do with religion, spirituality, your belief system, going back to school. Again, your skill set, higher education, or you becoming a coach, you becoming an elder, you passing down your information. I just heard language, like passing down language to other folks too. That could be a possibility as well. So yeah, Aries. Anyway, I could go on and on and on here, but all in all, April is going to be a game changer. This is just the beginning though. But otherwise, enjoy your month, Aries, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey, Taurus, welcome to your April horoscope. Sorry, I'm pausing there because I'm already getting messages for you. Okay, let's talk about April here for you. So if you're celebrating a birthday this month, Taurus, like what a month to have a birthday, especially if it is around April the 20th. Woo! Like make those, I mean, regardless, make those birthday wishes. But I mean, holy crap, you know, because you got Jupiter and Uranus coming together, like in your first house, in your house. So like, you put those wishes out there, Taurus. Oh my goodness, because this is a 12 to 14 year cycle for you. But anyway, let's talk about this eclipse that everybody is talking about. Let's see here. Yes. So this is happening actually for you. Like, look at all that energy in your 12th house, Taurus. Like, how have you been sleeping? My goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of energy in that hidden house for yours. So spirituality, religion, this is working on something behind the scenes. This is like a spiritual awakening. This is like something rumbling, bumbling under the surface that you know needs to change. This is like your spiritual team talking to you. This is like crazy synchronicity coming at you. This is being in the right place at the right time, or fated delays. They're also showing me like fated delays. Yeah, anything that you're working on behind the scenes, Taurus, and I know I probably said this before, but like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, whatever it is. Because I feel like once, especially once the eclipses, they're showing me move into Pisces, that's going to be your time to shine. So I'm not saying it's not your time to shine now, but I feel like, yeah, once the eclipse energy moves on to another similar energy like yours, like Pisces and Virgo, that's when you're going to start getting some traction, Taurus, if that makes sense. Now, the good news is the sun is moving out of your 12th house and into your, you know, lighting you up like a Christmas tree on April the 19th. So Yeah, and again, this is just shining a spotlight on you. I feel like for some of you, Taurus, this is like shining a spotlight on something to do with your body, your health, your nutrition. So if you need to take care of any of that, not a bad month to maybe do some investigating. But again, with all this, especially with Mercury retrograde, I always caution folks, especially getting opinions from professionals. You wanna just maybe take it with a grain of salt, or maybe set up those appointments in May. That probably would be a better time frame. But they are showing me something to do with your health. This is sort of like shining a spotlight on your health, and just to make sure you are pampering yourself and taking care of yourself, Taurus. Now, we do have a full moon in Scorpio. This is your opposite sign. So this is happening in your relationship sector. So all walks of life. So business relationships, work, colleagues, work relationships, contracts, agreements, negotiations, marriage partners, love partnerships, friendships. So there's some sort of, actually, Taurus, with this square up to Pluto newly in your 10th house, okay, so they're showing me a couple things. First of all, this could be clearly a change of work. And I forgot to mention that too with the eclipses, because the South Node is in your 6th house of day-to-day habits, routines, your health, your diet, also your work and your work environment. So there definitely could be changes when it comes to your work. Maybe you might not leave the workplace, but there's definitely going to be changes in the workplace, Taurus. Now, this full moon making a square up to Pluto in your 10th house, this could be a change of boss. This could be a change of coworkers, like your work environment. This is some sort of readjustment when it comes to career, status, reputation, whatever you do on a day-to-day level when it comes to work. Now, for those of you that are retired, this just means something is going to have to shift in your relationships. I'm just going to put it out there, Taurus, and this is not going to resonate with every single one of you, but this could be, moving on from a marriage, moving on from a love relationship or a love partnership or even a friendship. Now, again, this is not for all of you because it depends on your personal birth chart, depends on what's going on in your life, depends on if you're still working or retired or whatever. But yeah, they are showing me that it's a transformation of a relationship. So it doesn't mean someone might go away completely, but I'll give you the example that they're showing me. Like a marriage, for example, it's like it's a separation, but you're still friends, for example. Like you transform that relationship. So you don't hate each other, you're not like spiteful against each other, but you're moving into a new relationship with this person, if that makes sense. When I was preparing for these videos, they actually showed me a compost when it comes to this particular transit, this full moon square up to Pluto, a compost. They showed me a compost, and I'm thinking, okay, so a compost is a very scorpionic thing. So what was once eggshells and food scraps is now like a tulip, a flower. It's part of your garden. So it's growing up in new forms of food potentially, or whatever you're using compost for. So, and again, I don't mean that literally to go out and do composting, but that's what they're showing me is something might not drop off, but something's going to transform, something's going to transmute in your immediate environment. Again, whether through a relationship or a workplace, if that makes sense. Now, Mercury retrograde in Aries is going to make everybody's language hot, heavy, direct, no filter, straight to the point. This is happening in a quieter area of your chart, Taurus, so I feel like a lot of it could be the subconscious mind with you, but it does not mean this is also, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a wound aspect. The whole month we could get triggered. So be mindful of what's bubbling up. Be mindful of, and again, some of you might not even be mindful of this, but then someone might say something to you or based on someone's actions, maybe not towards you, but you're triggered in some way. And you're like, why am I triggered right now? Like what's triggering me? Look to where your natal Chiron also is in your natal birth chart to also maybe give you a different flavor, or if this energy is squaring it or trining it or anything like that, because this could also be very healing in the 12th house. But again, if it's making a square to anything, or say your natal Chiron, that's definitely scratching the wound, someone triggering you. But if it's a trine, this is definitely going to support the healing aspect. So if you need to talk to somebody this month, Taurus, do it. I'm not telling you to go out and get a psychologist for $400 an hour or whatever. I'm not telling you to do that, but just talk to somebody, get it out of your body. Talk to somebody you trust. But again, be mindful who you're talking to, because I don't want them to come back at you and be like, well, you should be doing this, blah, 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 and then planting toxic seeds in your head. So be mindful of that. Be mindful who you communicate with and divulge secrets towards. Actually, that's another thing. Secrets could really be coming to the surface for you. Not only this month, but over the next year. More and more secrets could be coming to the surface at this time. And then the normal Mercury retrograde rules, like if you're traveling anywhere or anything like that, just be mindful. There's going to be delays. There's going to be confusion, technology glitches, vehicles breaking down, things like that. So just be mindful and maybe leave early to your destination, Taurus. Now, Venus coming into your 12th house, this could definitely be a secret relationship. Absolutely. This could be like a hidden relationship, like you start dating somebody in the background. I'm going to put it out there too. This is like, whether you're married or not, you could start dating someone. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not saying all of you are going to have, be cheating on your partners, but I'm just saying it. The possibility is there. Okay. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm not judging. That's what happens when, even Mars moves through the 12th house, or Venus, like that's just what happens. But with Venus moving in here though, that will help if you are struggling with any sort of, subconscious or mental health or whatever, or healing or anything like that, Venus in here is going to help with that over the next 3 weeks. So, yeah, I absolutely love this for you. Now, Mars is continuing to trek along in your Piscean house. Now, these are making really nice aspects to your Taurus planets, points, placements. Mars in here, I'm not going to lie, you might get into some heated conversations or debates with family, well, I don't know why I said family, but anyway, okay, family, friends, friendship circles, groups, associations, people that you surround yourself with. This could also be siblings, in particular older siblings, possibility there, Taurus. But Mars in here is like activating something in you. It's like Mars in here is trying to get you to go after your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals. And with this conjunction to Saturn, this is a brand new 2-year beginning, a brand new 2-year cycle that's happening for you this month as well, or starting this month. So again, maybe you're the one that's going to start up a new group, association, or membership. Maybe you're going to separate from a association or a friendship circle that's no longer suiting you. Maybe this is restructuring your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals. This could be going after, like hardcore going after your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, because Mars coming together with Saturn can be very difficult. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It can be very difficult. However, it's going to pass. Like Mars will eventually keep trucking along. So this is like a roadblock. So if you're trying to get somewhere, whether again it's traction in your goals, your retirement, or again this could have the flavor of relationship, and you feel like you're being roadblocked in some way, shape, or form, it'll pass and you'll find your way around it. That's what Mars is good at. Mars is really good at breaking through walls. But when Mars comes up against Saturn, he hit a really big, thick wall, because Saturn does not move at all. Saturn does not move at all. But what Mars can do is get creative to get around this roadblock, whatever that is for you. This might also have a connection with anything to do with foreign shores, foreign cultures, lands, dealing with people all over the globe. This could have something to do with a legal matter. This could have something to do with immigration, citizenship, paperwork, passports. This could be education, higher education, teaching, training, traveling. That you could also run into some frustrations or roadblocks when it comes to that as well. But again, this is a very motivational aspect as well, Taurus. So keep that in mind as well. And yeah, last but not least, yes, this conjunction coming together in your sign, Taurus, Jupiter and Uranus. So because this is happening in your first house, Taurus, if you've been watching me for a while, I probably have said this to you multiple times. Anything to do with your first house, anything that happens in your first house will likely ripple out to multiple areas of your life, especially if your ascendant is in the sign of Taurus. Now, if your sun is in the sign of Taurus, especially if your sun is around 21 degrees, this is going to be a glow up, a blow up when it comes to your career or something to do with father figures, authority figures, bosses in your life. But the sun is still us. It still represents a piece of us. That's, you know, this is where we shine bright in our lives. So, but if it's your ascendant, if your ascendant is in here, this definitely could impact your home, your family, foundation, relationships of all kinds. So love, business, friendships, definitely could impact your career. What else here? Finances for you, because Jupiter rules your 8th house. So this could be shared resources, shared property, material possessions, money, taxes, debts, loans, inheritances. And again, a connection international. There could be some sort of international connection here as well. And could be a connection here too, again, with that 11th house. So friendship circles, groups, associations, people you hang around with, older siblings could be impacted with this as well. And I'm thinking this is going to be a positive transit. But again, I don't see your chart, Taurus. So I'm not sure if it's making any other conjunctions or aspects or oppositions or whatever to anything else in your chart. You would have to take that into consideration on, you know, what exactly this conjunction is going to be bringing to you. But I hope that gives you some ideas. And again, yeah, I think regardless, this is definitely going to be impacting your career because Uranus does rule your 10th house. Again, if this is your true 10th house, yeah, this will definitely impact your career. But again, I think in a good way. I think in a good way. I think this is going to push you outside of your comfort zone, Taurus. I feel like this is going to like force you a little bit in a good way, though. I don't mean in a negative way, but in a good way. But yeah, lots of new beginnings this month, Taurus. So enjoy the month of April, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey, Gemini, let's talk about what April is going to bring for you. So let's talk about the big news about the solar eclipse happening in your 11th house of friends, groups, community, people that you surround yourself with, also your role in these groups and friendship circles and things like that. This is your house of your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. This is also the house of social media as well, the internet. This is the house of the future, humanitarian efforts, anything that supports you and lifts you up. This is also the house of older siblings. And this is also the house of, oh, I had it right at the tip of my tongue and it left me. Shoot. Okay. Anyway, I think I covered most of them anyway. But my point here, Gemini, is that this is the house of change. Absolutely. This is the axis that's going through so much change, and it's going to continue to evolve over the next year and possibly even beyond, because this solar eclipse packs quite a wicked punch. And also this eclipse is, well, these eclipses, I should say, are making nice aspects to your Gemini planets, placements, points, whatever you're watching for right now. Now, the sun will move into Taurus, will move into that hidden 12th house. So this is just going to be highlighting spirituality, religion. If you're into that, you'll be more drawn to that. You'll be more drawn to solitude, taking a time out, taking a break, getting your rest. Or I recommend you do that, Gemini. I recommend you try to slow down and sort of like take a breather, take a rest. Because once the sun pops into your sign, you'll become re-energized again. There we go. So let's see here. This eclipse could also impact your children. If you have any children, grandchildren, I'm hearing as well. Hobbies, your interests, any sort of volunteer work that you do, as I mentioned, humanitarian efforts, anything that you do within a group, like within a collective, could be impacted with these eclipses. Also, hobbies, entertainment, gambling. They keep saying kids. So, okay, we get it. We get it. So if you have children, again, this could be, these eclipses could be impacting your kids as well. If you have any kids or grandkids for that matter. Now, we have also a full moon in Scorpio this month as well on April the 23rd. Now, this is an interesting full moon because it is squaring up to Pluto newly in your 9th house. So, I mean, full moons represent a culmination point, like an ending, a finish line, and then you move on to something else, basically. Or you know, chapter 1 is done, so you're moving on to chapter 3 or chapter 2, or, well, hey, maybe you're skipping a chapter and going to chapter 3. But this full moon in particular, they're showing me a transformation, not so much like an ending. Actually, when I was preparing for these videos, they were showing me a compost, which is very scorpionic. So, you know, you put your eggshells in there and you put your food scraps in there, and then they do their thing, and then you use that for, you know, your garden, your flower bed, or whatever. So they're showing me what was once food scraps is now something incredible. Like, it could be a new food source, it could be an incredible flower bed, or it could be a plant or a tree or something like that. That's what they're showing me. So there's some sort of transformation taking place here, Gemini. Not only a culmination point, but a transformation. And this could be like the 6th house is such a busy, crazy house. It's, you know, the house of your health, work, day-to-day habits, routines, whatever you do on a day-to-day basis. Even if you're retired, it doesn't matter. It's like the busyness of the day-to-day. It's also your pets, the house of your pets, routines, diets, nutritions, also your workplace. You know, there could be changes in your workplace as well, Gemini. And this could have something to do with foreign lands, foreign cultures, citizenship, passports, dealing with people all over the globe, legal matters. But I see legal matters coming to a culmination point, if that's like an ending, if that makes sense. But think like layers of that could be layered in around this full moon at this time. But whatever this is, it's a transformation. It's a regeneration of something. Not so much a finish point, but like you're transforming something old to new, if that makes sense. Now, Mercury retrograde in Aries, this is your ruler. So just a reminder, Mercury is your ruler. So if you're traveling anywhere this month, Gemini, double, triple check the itinerary, your flights, your rental car, whatever. Make sure there's gas in the car. Make sure you get your oil change done. Make sure you get your car checked out before you hit the road on that 2,000-mile trip or whatever. Because yeah, this is an intense one. This is an intense Mercury retrograde. This is not your ordinary Mercury retrograde. With all that energy in Aries, this is also going to make our communication very harsh, no filters. This is the energy of sticking your foot in your mouth, and then you got to backpedal back your way out of it, Gemini. And I don't mean that in a rude way. This is for all of us, okay? This is for all of us. This is, you know, the planet of communication and speech going through a fiery, spicy sign. You know, it's the warrior sign. So, I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of harsh words. We're going to get the keyboard heroes out. We're going to get the gremlins coming out of the ditches and talking shit to everybody. You know, like that type of energy is possible. So just be mindful of that, Gemini. What I love about astrology is now you're aware, right? Notice what you're noticing. And another thing, we're going to be triggered this month with Chiron and all these activations around Chiron. The eclipse is happening right on Chiron. So definitely a wound here of a friend, friendship circles, an older sibling. Again, something to do with your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. This could be connected also to a relationship. This could be connected to some sort of educational pursuit, something to do with the mind, just basically like gremlins coming back from the past, like bubbling up. And Gemini, I highly encourage you to get it out, talk about it. Talk with a therapist, a counselor, a trusted friend, a guide, whatever, an elder, like get it out of your system. This is not the energy to keep pushing down your wounds and not talking about them. This is the month that we're going to get triggered. I almost guarantee it. All of us are going to get triggered in some way, shape, or form. Even if we overhear something, it's going to trigger us. It might trigger us. Someone's actions might trigger us. So again, someone's words, someone's speech, someone typing you a shitty message on social media, like someone's going to trigger us. And I mean, this is your house of social media. Gemini. And again, you're ruled by this planet. So be extra, extra mindful. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But again, this is what I love about astrology. Now you know. So it's like, notice what you're noticing. Notice like, hey, why am I getting triggered? Like that person said something to me. So why am I getting triggered? Or, hey, my older sibling just said something to me and I'm friggin' triggered. And now, you know, it could be childhood wounds too, right? Something to do with family. So just something to keep in mind, Gemini, over this Mercury retrograde period. Now, Venus moves into your 11th house this month. Now, this is incredible. If you're single, you could find love in friendship circles or groups, associations, people that you hang out with. You could find love on the internet, absolutely, social media, things like that. You could also make money. So wherever Venus goes, she attracts, right? So she could also make you money on the internet or something to do with the internet or social media or buying, selling things on the internet. Yeah, Venus in here too will help smooth things over when it comes to friendship circles and older siblings. Yeah, it's interesting. I just heard something to do with teachers too, so I'll throw that out there too. I think this is also going to be a nice transit for your relationships with your kids as well. If you have kids or grandkids for that matter. Now, Mars in Pisces continues to trek along in your 10th house of career, of public reputation and status. This is also the house or the axis, I was going to say, but the house of mom, dad, authority figures in your life, bosses. This could also be you as a parent. This could be like how you parent or parenthood, period. So, Gemini, I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is not the easiest transit. It's not easy when Mars comes together with Saturn, which is going to happen this month. But this could be crazy determination when it comes to your career. Like incredible determination, just plowing through roadblocks and just doing whatever it takes to get through the mud and the muck to get on the other side. But on the other side, I would say watch out for conflicts with people in authority, whether that's bosses, whether that's your parents, whether that's, again, people in your family, your household. Because again, this is you as a parent as well. So you might be amping up the energy as a parent or an authority figure in your household. So again, be mindful, just be mindful of that. But I also see this as like busting through roadblocks, like just ultimate sheer determination and passion and drive. I'm also seeing some of you could be retiring or some of you, let's just put it out there, this is going to make you want to change careers, move out of your career. That could be a possibility with Mars and Saturn coming together. It is a new 2-year cycle. So this, for some of you, this could be getting a new job, breaking away from a stagnant job, or getting away from a boss, being like, see you later, I'm out of here. What else here? Yeah, there could also be some sort of change in your status, you know, going from, I'm just going to put it out there, but going from like married to single, or like single to married. There could be some sort of status change, like how people know you. There could be some sort of changes with that as well, Gemini. But if you're in a solid relationship, don't worry about it. It's just that this is your house of status. So this is a brand new 2-year cycle that's just starting to form in your career sector. So, oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. For those of you, this might push you to retire. When Mars and Saturn come together, maybe you're like, you know what? You put in your notice. I'm like, I'm retired in 6 months. See you later. That could be a possibility as well. But again, that's a new beginning, right? There's a new chapter happening in your life. Okay, here. Yeah, and last but not least, that conjunction happening between Jupiter and Uranus. Now, this is so fascinating, happening in your 12th house. This is like dusted with magic, Gemini, and Jupiter is almost ready to pop into your sign. I made a separate video about that. That's coming out middle of April, but Jupiter is just about to pop into your sign, and before he does that, he's coming together with Uranus. So brand new beginnings, but this is in your hidden 12th house. So to me, Gemini, this is the universe lining up the stars behind the scenes, making sure you're in the right place at the right time. And I feel like for you, this is going to start in May when Jupiter pops into your sign, and I'll be here to talk about it. And like I said, I made a whole separate video about it. So if you're into spirituality, if you dabble in the metaphysical world, so like tarot or Wicca or psychic or readings or downloads or talking to the angels or astrology or any of those metaphysical tools, this is just gonna like amp up that for you. So I think I've said this to you before, but like downloads. Like if you have not, I know I said this to you before, Gemini, if you have not experienced something paranormal since 2018, I'd be like, are you sleeping 24/7? Like, come on. Like, because this is crazy sign, symbol, synchronicity coming in from the universe, Gemini. And this is the stars aligning for you, okay, for you. Yeah, this is so exciting for you. But again, this is a quieter, like, you'll have to let me know in the comments below. I don't expect some big grandiose thing to happen for you on April the 20th when these two planets come together. But hey, if you do, again, be open to those downloads. I think if anything, they're going to come in as downloads, but this is like wrapping things up. This is endings. This is closures. This is wrapping up big cycles. This is spiritual awakening. You're like waking up. You know, you're starting to stand on the earth with 2 feet planted firmly on the earth. And I know that sounds strange for some of you, but some of you probably know what I mean. There's a lot of us, I was told there's a lot of us walking around on 1 foot on this plane. And, you know, having a spiritual awakening or going through difficult things in our lives, that's when suddenly we put 2 feet on the ground and we realize, holy shit, like I'm here. You know, and I have a bigger purpose, and suddenly things just start falling away in your life that just don't fit anymore. And you do have a higher purpose, Gemini. Like every time I come to your sign, I'm like, oh yeah, wait till Uranus comes in your sign. Like just wait. Well, don't wait, but you know what I mean? Like it's so exciting. And then that Pluto, you got Pluto trining you over the next 2 decades. Like Gemini, I could go on and on and on about this. Like, yeah. This is so incredible for you and actually for the Librans as well. But anyway, I don't want to get on a tangent. But regardless, Gemini, these are just new beginnings after new beginnings after new beginnings starting in your life. It is all happening at the top part of your chart. So, I mean, some change, like I have no doubt your status is going to change, your publicity is going to change. Some of you could be, this could be like your like fame, some sort of fame aspect, or your social media blowing up. If you have a YouTube channel or Instagram or something like that, I could see that blowing up, changing, evolving. Yeah, like get excited, Gemini. Like I just feel like you're on the cusp of something big. Just keep moving forward, keep trekking through the mud. I know it's not easy with Saturn and Neptune up there in your 10th house, but they will eventually move on. This is like nothing lasts forever. Even the good stuff doesn't last forever, Gemini. So, and the good news is you have these eclipses that are supporting you. Even though you might not see it or understand it right now, but I feel like 2025, you'll be able to see it more clearly than in 2024. So just be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and just know things are changing, things are working out in your favor, Gemini. Otherwise, enjoy the month of April, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey, Cancer, let's chat about April, shall we? So, Cancer, this is, look at all that energy at the top of your chart. So this is definitely in one of your, well, you are a cardinal sign, so you know, that's all about new beginnings, but I was going to say this is happening in a cardinal house, but I mean, you are a cardinal sign as well. So the signs that are going to be mostly impacted by these eclipses are Aries, Cancers, Capricorns, and Librans, because these eclipses are happening in those cardinal houses. So Cancer, you are one of them where, yeah, big life changes are coming down the pipe for you in particular, and it's in one of these angular houses. So anything can happen. Big life themes and shifts are happening at this time, but this is just the beginning. I mean, if anything happens this month, Cancer, I want to hear about it. Put your comments down below at the end of the month. But I do think that these changes are going to evolve over time. Definitely over the next year. They're showing me like 2025 is kind of going to be the next chapter, but this solar eclipse in particular is going to be rippling out 4 years from now. So Cancer, this is happening in your 10th house. Look at all that energy in your 10th house of status, reputation, career, work, whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day level, even if you're retired. Some of you could, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are shifting into retirement at this time, or thinking about it, or maybe putting in your notice sometime this year to retire at least by 2025, for example. Cancer, I have no doubt, like, especially if your midheaven goes through Aries, okay? If your midheaven and IC truly sit in Aries and Libra, this is definitely changes in career, definitely changes on the home front. Like this could actually be literally moving or moving for a job, or this could be changes in your immediate environment. So like bosses, one boss leaving, a new boss coming in, maybe you becoming the boss, Cancer. Again, retirement is highlighted here as well. This could also be marriage. This could also be going from, so this is your status house too. So this could be going from single to common law, or single common law to marriage, or marriage to separated or divorced. Now, I'm not saying all of you are going to get divorced, okay? So don't be scared. I'm more so talking to the Cancerians that know, that feel it in their bones. It's kind of like time to let a job go, let a relationship go. But this is definitely going to impact your relationships of all kinds, whether it's love, whether it's in business, contracts, agreements, negotiations, and marriage. Also, Cancer, I forgot to mention, this is these two houses, the 10th house, the 4th house, where these eclipses are taking place. This is also parenthood. You as a parent, you becoming a parent or a grandparent, or your parents. This could actually, these eclipses could even impact your parents if they are still with us. So maybe this isn't really about you. Maybe it's about them transitioning or moving into retirement, or whatever the case may be. Maybe a parent is moving in with you. Maybe a parent is, if you're younger, maybe this is finally time to get out of the nest and move out on your own and become independent on your own. So this definitely has something to do with parenthood or you becoming a parent, you know, absolutely. Well, you do have a full moon in your 5th house of pregnancy and children, so that could be a possibility this month as well. But yeah, Cancer, I hope you understand that these eclipses are definitely impacting all areas of your life. Also your physical body, your identity, how you're seen in the world, how you present yourself in the world. This could also impact your health. So make sure you're taking care of yourself at this time. And, you know, any checkups that you need to get done, Cancer, I would say not a bad time to move forward with that, but maybe book those appointments in May. April is not the best time with Mercury retrograde, but if you can book them out in May, make sure you get your checkups done at least in May and June, which I think are going to be a little bit better months for all of us. But anyway, so that's the eclipses. The sun moves into Taurus April 19th. So the sun is going to light up your 11th house of friendship circles. I just heard new friends, old friends. Okay, well, we'll talk about Jupiter and Uranus. I have a feeling that has something to do with that. But anyway, the sun is going to put a spotlight on your friendship groups, your friendship circles, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your long-term goals. This is also the house of your older siblings, if you do have older siblings, Cancer. So you could be reconnecting with them middle of April to middle of May, for example. And I'll come back to that Jupiter and Uranus because I feel like, well, you know what? We'll just talk about it now because they're chattering to me about it. So new beginnings. I'm jumping around here. So new beginnings, Jupiter conjunct Uranus in that 11th house of, again, your long-term goals. This is also the house of luck, Cancer. So actually, I'm going to throw it out there. If you feel called to do so, I'm not telling you to break the bank or go bet or go take out a second mortgage or whatever. But if you feel called to do so, buy that raffle ticket, buy that 50-50 ticket, buy a lottery ticket, buy a scratch ticket. Just don't break the bank, okay? But yeah, you and Capricorns have sort of this conjunction happening in a lucky house. So yeah, this could be a lucky break, a lucky windfall. But again, if it's not that, it could be lucky breaks through friendship circles, people that you're connected with, lucky breaks through older siblings, for example. Anybody that you associate with or rub shoulders with. If you are on social media or have an internet site, this could be a glow up of your social media. This is like almost like a rise to fame. You also have a lot of energy in your 10th house, Cancer. So again, this could have something to do with your status changing, public reputation, putting yourself out there. Cancer, if there's any time to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, now is the time to do it. Like April, May, and June, now is the time, I would say, to do that. Because you just never know. I feel like some Cancerians, this could be like your rise to fame. Is it going to be a light switch? Is it going to happen on April 20th? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Because again, this is a 12 to 14 year cycle, a brand new beginning starting in this area of life. Also, for those of you with older siblings, I feel the connection here with some like family, something to do with family. So this is like a new beginning with a sibling, an older sibling, a family member. Definitely could be connected to your finances. What else here? Definitely connected to work. Again, Cancer, I have no doubt your work is going to be changing over the next several years. Even for those of you that are retired, again, whatever you do on a day-to-day level is going to change. This could have something to do with your diets, your health, your routines, pets as well. Maybe some of you, you're going to be welcoming in a new pet at this time. Because again, this is a 12 to 14 year cycle. So not a bad time to also look into getting a furry friend to join your home life. Or a new companion, I guess I should say. because not all animals are furry, you know, depends on what kind of animals you want to bring into your house. Let's see here. Okay, so that is that conjunction. They clearly wanted me to natter that off first. Okay, so let's go back to, I want to talk about the full moon in Scorpio happening at 4 degrees. So again, if you have anything around 4 degrees of Cancer, you're going to be feeling this the most. But at the end of the day, there's this big water trine happening in your Cancer house, your Scorpio house, and your Pisces house. You got a big water trine here. So something's coming to a culmination point. However, and sorry, let me back up. Your 5th house, your Scorpio house, is about children. It's about creativity. It's about self-expression, hobbies, entertainment, gambling, just having fun. It's also your house of romance and dating as well. So Cancer, the only thing is it's making a square up to Pluto in your financial house. Now, the first thing that came to mind was for those of you that are flipping the bill for your kids and your grandkids, like constantly pouring out money to one of your kids if you have kids, but I'm also feeling the connection to grandkids as well. And you're pumping out money and you're giving money to them like crazy. Maybe now is the time to rein that in. Like, you know, and I think I've nattered to you Cancerians about this before, and I don't want to get on a soapbox, but I mean, I get it. You're the sign that has the big heart and you sacrifice so much for your family. But anyway, I could go off on a big tangent about this Cancer, but this full moon is squaring up to Pluto saying, you know what? Maybe it's time to cut them off or rein it in. Like maybe stop giving them $1,000 a month. Maybe stop buying them new Jaguars every, I don't know, so many months. Like, hey, mommy, daddy, buy me this, you know, $80,000 SUV. No, like, come on, Cancer. Anyway, sorry. I gotta get off my soapbox here, but I just know your sign can get taken advantage of because you have such a big heart and you're so emotional and you're all about family. You're like, if your sun is in Cancer or your moon is in Cancer, your ascendant, like your purpose here is definitely revolving around family, something to do with family, Cancer. So anyway, I'll let you do you, but clearly this is a square. This is transforming something, transmuting something when it comes to your finances, giving money away. Where is your money going to? This is also taxes, debts, loans. Maybe it's time to consolidate a loan. Maybe it's time to get rid of a loan or a debt. Readjustments with taxes. It is tax time after all. Let's see here. What else could this be? Property. If you are going through a separation at this time, or vice versa, maybe some of you are getting married, and you're bringing resources together. So whether that's property, mortgages, you know, signing on the dotted line, putting your finances together, shared bank accounts, things like that. But it could also be the other opposite, where you're separating assets, where you are, I don't see this transit as a severing. I just see it as a transformation. When I was sitting with this energy, they actually were showing me a compost, you know, so like what was once eggshells and food scraps is now, you know, a part of your garden. It's growing into new vegetables. It's, you know, growing into new plants or flowers or whatever the case may be. So at this full moon, you're going to have to transform something when it comes to that fifth house area of your life, and a financial area of your life, and something to do with shared resources, shared property, money. Whether this is with a business partnership, this could be a business partnership, work colleague, or definitely somebody in the family, or a relative, or a friend, or anybody really, anybody that you're connected, a love partner as well. So there's some sort of readjustment, transformation, transmutation that has to happen here, Cancer. Okay, now going back to the Aries area of your chart, Mercury retrograde. One thing I think I forgot to mention was, I think for a lot of us, Cancer, our wounds are going to be scratched this month, unfortunately. This is for all of us though. So with all this energy coming together with Chiron, I feel like, well, first of all, Cancer, watch your health, because Chiron's squaring your planet's placements points in Cancer. Make sure you're taking care of your body, make sure you're getting those checkups, make sure you're taking care of your mental health, whatever the case may be. This is the month to also talk to somebody, like a therapist, a counselor, get it out of your system. Things could be bubbling up to be healed, to be acknowledged. I have no doubt a lot of us are going to get triggered this month, especially with Mercury retrograde in Aries. Our language is going to be blunt, direct, straight to the point, no filter. We might have to be backpedaling in our speech. And for you, Cancer, this is up in your 10th house of career. Watch how you're speaking to bosses and people in authority. Watch how you're speaking to people in your household as well. Anybody really, anybody, you know, I feel like a lot of us are going to get hot and heavy and passionate about our speech, about our thoughts, about our opinions this month. So just notice what you're noticing, Cancer. That's what I love about astrology. It's like, notice what you're noticing. If you're getting triggered, it's kind of like, well, why is that person, how come that person's triggering me? Or their action, someone's actions might trigger you, or something you witness or see or hear or overhear. Something might trigger you this month around a wound of the father figures in your life, the mother. This could also have something to do with, again, parents or parenthood, you as a parent. Wounds of the roots, home, family, foundation could be a possibility as well. And even wounds from relationships could absolutely come up as well. And also the wound of I am. Yeah, because I can also see for some of you something to do with identity or being self-conscious about the body could also be coming up at this time as well, Cancer. So just, again, notice what you're noticing. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. Talk to a trusted loved one or a friend or a therapist. You don't have to go out and spend $400 an hour, but just be mindful of this energy. And there is a reason why it's coming up, to be acknowledged and healed. I would not recommend, this is not a month to re-push down old wounds and old habits and things that are harming you. I feel like it's going to make you sick internally. Maybe not literally, but it's not going to be healthy for your energetic body as well. And even for some of you, I'm seeing it bleed out into your aura, and you don't want that, because anything in our aura, we're attracting, right? You want to put good things out in your aura. You want to attract good things in your life, Cancer. So you need to get rid of the toxic energy in your aura, and just, I see you kind of like sweeping out the aura. So getting rid of that. Not a bad month to work with an energy healer or Reiki or anything like that as well. So, okay, let me see here. Oh, and also if you are starting a new job or you get a new job offer, triple check the language. Not the best month to sign on the dotted line. However, eclipse energy is at play. We have lots of new beginnings at play this month. So just triple check the offer letter to make sure you're understanding what you are signing up for. Because yeah, with Mercury retrograde, things can go a little bit sideways. If you're traveling anywhere, be mindful of delays, technology glitches, vehicle breakdowns, planes, trains, and automobiles, delays. So just be mindful of Mercury retrograde. And that's happening all of this month, pretty much all of this month. Let's see here. Venus is going to join the party in her 10th house. This is incredible, because wherever Venus goes, she smooths things over, but she also attracts. So for you, Cancer, obviously attracting more work, something to do with work, career. Now is the time to go after that bonus, or ask for a raise, or impress the boss. You're going to look really attractive at this time. For some of you that are single, you could find love at work. That is definitely a possibility, especially around this eclipse time. If you do meet anybody at work, it is pretty faded. Even if you meet a business partner, it's definitely going to have a very faded feel to it with the heavy eclipse energy that we have going on in Aries, and also the Mercury retrograde. So yeah, for those of you, if you are an entrepreneur, you could also attract a lot of business this month. Absolutely. Put yourself out there. You're going to look good in the public eye. So advertise, whatever the case may be. You're going to look really good. Just dealing with the public in general. So even if you volunteer, you're retired, and whatever you do on a day-to-day, you're going to notice your interactions with people should hopefully be, Venus will help in this area of life kind of smooth that over for you as well. And then Mars continues to trek along in your 9th house. And this is where you get a new beginning, Cancer. And again, this is trining your planets, placements, points, whatever you're watching for. So this is a new beginning, a new 2-year beginning in your house of anything to do with international matters, international shores, international people, cultures, anything foreign, dealing with people all over the world. This could be higher education, teaching, training, traveling. This is also the justice system, the legal system. What else? Yeah, planes, trains, automobiles are telling me, yeah, definitely traveling of all kinds. Educational pursuits, going back to school, finishing up school. This could be frustrating though, Cancer. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is trining your energy, so I do see this as a productive time for you. Mars coming together with Saturn can be very productive, but it can also be very frustrating. So, you know, for those of you that are, say, applying for immigration, citizenship, passports, trying to renew your passport or trying to travel, you might be met with roadblocks at this time. I don't really recommend traveling around April the 10th. Period, around this eclipse either. I don't recommend traveling the week of April 8th. But again, I get it. Sometimes we don't have control. We have to travel. But just be very careful. Be very, very mindful, especially if you're traveling or if you're going overseas, especially if you're going somewhere that you're not familiar with. Be very careful. Be very, very, very careful. I'm not saying something bad's going to happen to you, but you could be met with challenges, delays. You know, you might even get stuck in a country temporarily because, again, Mercury is retrograde. So just a whole bunch of things to keep in mind, Cancer. But all in all, this is a new beginning because, again, it's trining your energy. So, yeah, this is absolutely incredible energy for you in particular. I feel like you could benefit from this as it's a motivational, like you're building towards something. Cancer, this might even have a flavor of a conflict with a relationship, the love, business, work. There might be some roadblocks there when it comes to relationships, contracts, agreements, negotiations as well. So I'm just going to put that out there. Otherwise, Cancer, that is about it. So I wish you a wonderful April, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey, Leo, welcome to your April forecast. So let's talk about, well, the star of the show here, what everybody's talking about, this total solar eclipse that's happening in your 9th house of Aries. Look at all that packed, concentrated energy. So Leo, these eclipses that have been happening for a while now, and they're going to continue into 2024. But yeah, these are new beginnings when it comes to anything to do with international matters or international connections or anything to do on a global scale. This is also the house of the gods. So this is like, Leo, reach for the stars, I should say, reach for the stars. You know, take one step toward your purpose and path, and then the gods are going to take 10 steps towards you. So this is just going after your dreams, your hopes, your wishes. I'm doing this. I don't know if you can see me anyway on the camera, but I'm like doing this because like that's sort of what they're showing me is like stretch yourself outside of your comfort zone, push yourself outside of your comfort zone, Leo. Plus on top of it, these eclipses are, making nice aspects to your Leo placements, whatever you're watching for right now, whether this is your sun, ascendant, moon, any other planets, placements or points. But yeah, Leo, this is like definitely taking something global, whatever that means for you. Now, this could also be an expansion of the mind. So this could be, going back to school or graduating, or you becoming the teacher, you becoming the elder, you becoming the coach, you becoming the person that downloads information down to the next generation. You could be the one training the next generation, whatever that means. This is working on your skill set. This is, again, anything to do with expanding the mind. Definitely travel, Leo. Like, I feel like you're going to have transformational experiences if it already has not happened. I feel like some of you are going to have incredible transformational experiences connected to foreign lands, foreign cultures, something to do with global, right? I know this is like, okay, I'm just going to say it, but some Leos, this is like your path to stardom or fame or fortune or something like that. That's what they're kind of showing me. Yeah, especially for those of you with a midheaven. If your midheaven is through Aries, oh yeah, like this is a glow up, blow up of your career, like off the charts. Absolutely changes in your career, Leo, and home. Like if that means your IC, if your IC goes through Libra, this is incredible changes on the home front as well. But that's only for those folks that have those angles through the ninth house and third houses. Because sometimes our midheaven and IC do not directly land in the 10th and 4th houses, but they're showing me that too, is some of you, this is a glow up, blow up in your career. This is like fame, stardom, things like that, getting noticed, being recognized, status changes, getting married, things like that, Leo. So very excited for you, Leo. Very, very excited for you. I feel the good energy. One thing I think I forgot to mention, this is also your house of religion, spirituality. I think I mentioned the gods. Your ethics, your belief systems could be going through a change as well. So that's the eclipse, Leo. And again, new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings, tenfold. Also, Leo, I think I forgot to mention this to Cancer, but Leo and Cancer, you are most impacted by eclipses. Leo, especially solar eclipses, you are intensely impacted by these eclipses because you are ruled by the sun, just like Cancer is ruled by the moon. So any sort of eclipse, whatever it is, lunar or solar, Cancerians and Leos feel it the most because you too are ruled by those luminaries that never go retrograde. So it's like you're always on, Leo, right? So anyway, this eclipse is going to be quite intense for the Leos. Even if this isn't really hitting your planet's placements points, you're going to feel it anyway because you're ruled by the sun, especially if your sun is in Leo and your ascendant is in Leo. Well, even your moon too, because I mean, this could be eclipsing out your emotions, your home life, your mom, you as a parent, your role as a parent. So yeah, there could be a lot of activations here on multiple levels. Okay, what else here? Oh, the sun moves into your 10th house of career later on in the month, Leo. So again, shining a spotlight on or putting a focus on your career, your reputation, your status. I just heard citizenship, so I'll put that out there. I also heard marriage, so maybe some of you are getting married. This is your house of status after all. Since I'm talking about this house, Leo, I may as well talk about, yeah, the Jupiter-Uranus connection here because this is huge. This is a once-in-a-lifetime transit in the house of Taurus, in your 10th house. This is a new 12 to 14 year cycle beginning for you, Leo. So I don't expect this to be a switch light or a light switch, a light switch. But it is maybe for some of us. Yeah, absolutely. It could be. Let me know in the comments below what happened on or around April 20th. If anything, you know, incredible happened to you, Leo. But again, a blow up in your career sector, especially if your midheaven goes through Taurus, and especially if your midheaven is around 21 degrees of Taurus, or if your IC is around 21 degrees of Scorpio. This is definitely going to impact not only your career, but your home life as well, home, family, foundation. This is also maybe you becoming a parent, Leo. Again, maybe not right away, but maybe in the next 12 to 14 years, because this axis also rules our parents or grandparents, possibly. but also you as a parent, or you becoming a parent, or parenthood, how you parent in general, if that makes sense. So brand new beginnings here, Leo, with career, public reputation, status. Again, I keep hearing citizenship. Okay, we got it. Citizenship. Something to do with your parents, maybe a new beginning with your parents. Mom, dad, authority figures, bosses, maybe boss leaving, a boss coming in, maybe you becoming the boss, Leo. Marriage, absolutely, because this is a change of status, right? So this could be going from single to common law to being married or engaged, or the opposite, right? So this could be going from married to separated or married to divorce. That's a possibility. Please don't get scared when I say that. I'm talking to those people that already feel it or are already going through it. This is, I mean, with Saturn in your 8th house, it's like, okay, let's separate the assets here and what is yours and what is mine, and let's go through the paperwork and blah, blah, blah. So well, and also Pluto going through your opposite sign, Leo. I could go on and on and on here, but clearly there's a change of status here, whether it is in career, whether it is in retirement. Maybe some of you are planning to retire, or, you know, will retire in the next year, or at least put forward your notice in the next year or 2 or 3, because again, this is a 12 to 14 year cycle. But all in all, Leo, very exciting. Like I'm looking at this as a positive thing. The only thing is it is making squares to your energy. So, but I feel like for some of you Leos, especially the Leos that are introverts, this is just like pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. This is like getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And again, this could have maybe this could be a new beginning with a child, or the birth of a child, or becoming pregnant. This could have something to do with finances. Again, making more money, making more, buying more things, material possessions, shared resources, finances, taxes, debts, loans, mortgages. Sorry, my nose is just driving me nuts here all of a sudden. It's itchy. But yeah, Leo, all in all, I think this is wonderful for you. I just think there will be some adjustments, and they might not be comfortable because, again, Taurus squares your energy depending on what you're watching for. And if you have anything in Leo around 21 degrees, you're going to feel this the most for sure. Now, let's see here. Full moon in Scorpio. There we go. Full moon in Scorpio at the bottom of your chart. So again, highlighting home, family, foundation. There's some sort of change here, Leo, in the home. Whatever that means for you, and it is squaring up to Pluto in your 7th house. So this is, again, for those of you that resonates, this is again another nudge to let go of a relationship that's not working for you. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing this as a mutual thing. Like you're both transforming, transmuting the relationship to maybe a friendship, you know, maybe the love is not there anymore, and that's fine. Like things happen, right, Leo? And especially with Pluto opposing you over the next 20 years, it's going to happen. Like that's what Pluto's going to be sort of like bringing to your attention, is like what is authentic in your lives. Like Pluto wants to bring in an authentic relationship true to you. Pluto's not going to put up with fluff bullshit, or if you're just in a relationship because of money or because of status or because your partner supports you or whatever. I'm just throwing out some ideas here. But all in all, this is definitely a nudge towards, okay, why am I in this relationship? Why am I in this job? Is it time to let something go? Is it time to transmute it? This again could be for those of you that like work from home or work with homes or something to do with homes like real estate or property or anything like that. This could again be a readjustment at this time, or maybe at this time you have to start going into the workplace a couple days a week, but there's some sort of readjustment at home that has to take place when it comes to contracts, agreements, negotiations in love or work or business or even friendship circles as well. But yeah, it's not, like I said, it's transformational. I'm not seeing like a severing. it's just changing a relationship, changing the status of a relationship for the better. And again, for those of you that are in a solid, stable relationship, it's going to manifest in different ways. It just means maybe you got to change something around on the home front. Maybe you got kids leaving the nest. Maybe, again, for those of you that are looking to move, buying, selling property, that could be a possibility this month as well, especially with that Uranus and Jupiter conjunction up in your 10th house as well. That could ripple into your home life as well. Anyway, Leo, let's see here. What else? Did we talk about Mercury retrograde? Yeah, so Mercury retrograde, for you, Leo, the biggest thing is going to be travel. Like if you are traveling this month, just double, triple check everything, Leo. Check your itinerary, make sure the rental car is booked, make sure your hotel rooms are booked or the campground is booked, or just double, triple check everything and anything, because it's going to be full on with delays this month when it comes to technology, when it comes to glitches, vehicle breakdowns, anything like that, delays in traveling. Also, yeah, this being in the sign of Aries, our speech is going to be like lit up. It's going to be like fire. We're going to have some heated debates. This energy is flowing into your sign, Leo, so be mindful how you're talking, be mindful how you're speaking to people, especially people in authority, or your parents or your family or your children. Be mindful of all of that, because there could be some heated debates and we might have to backpedal. This isn't just you, this is like for everybody, because it is retrograde. So we might be swallowing or eating, whatever that saying is, we might be eating our own words after we put our foot in our mouth. So just be mindful of heated, debated speech at this time. But also, Leo, they're showing me like you up on a stage. So, I mean, this really could be good if you're a speaker, if you're an author. Actually, I forgot to mention that. The 9th house is also publishing, writing, publishing as well. So if you're like an author, a speaker, a public speaker, actually this month could be really good for you. Absolutely, because you could draw people in, especially with Venus there. You could really attract and draw people to you. And actually, yeah, if you are in writing or publishing, Leo, yeah, put it out there. It looks fantastic this month. Plus you got, you know, the fated nodes in there as well, and the eclipse in there as well. So you might get a lucky break here, Leo. Absolutely. I forgot to mention that. Let's see. Yeah, and then Mars continues his trek in your 8th house. This is the financial house, or one of your financial houses, but this is shared resources. So going back to that relationship, I can't help but, I know not all of you are going through this, but Mars coming together with Saturn can be a separation of assets, can be, okay, what is yours, what is mine? You know, sign on the dotted line. We're going to wrap up this business contract or this legal contract or divorce paperwork or whatever the case may be. But this could be a separation of assets. Now, with Mars in here, though, it can be conflicts as well, like arguing over money. Whoever you share finances with, whether this is a child, a parent, a sibling, a family member, a loved one, a business partner, a work colleague, there could be some conflicts with money here. Leo, or you could be met with resistance or up against a wall, or that feeling of being held up against a wall, not being able to go anywhere from a financial standpoint. Keep in mind, like if you're trying to get a mortgage this month, it may or may not come through. It just depends on how this is aspecting your personal birth chart, because Mars up against Saturn is also incredible willpower. It's very willful energy. But it can also be very frustrating, Leo. So the energy could go either way. I'm just giving out some examples. This could also be, though, like breaking free of debts as well. Yeah, but they're also showing me once Mars comes together with Neptune, though, that's like bursting a bubble, like a financial bubble. So if you've been living on credit cards and your line of credit, Leo, that might catch up to you this month. Especially when Mars comes together with Neptune. This is like a bubble being popped and you're like, holy crap, you know, or maybe you bought something really crazy expensive and then you realize you can't really afford it. So that's Mars coming together with Neptune. It's almost like not all of you, but some of you, this is going to be a month of reality checks when it comes to finances and joint finances. Even for those of you that are supporting a spouse, supporting a child, or a grandchild or something like that, this might be a month of you need to reassess where your money is going, Leo. Yeah, you need to, there's some sort of readjustments that have to take place because this is a brand new 2-year cycle. So whatever you implement this month is going to stand the test of time over the next 2 years. So excellent energy as well to start hammering down on debt and start paying it off. Absolutely. I don't think I talked about Venus, but I mean, Venus moving through your 9th house, you could find, if you're single, you could find international love. You could find love at a distance, love on international shores, for example. Wherever Venus goes, she's attracting that into your life. So again, this is beautiful for traveling. For those of you that are traveling this month or have to travel this month, Venus will help ease all that crazy energy that's happening in the 9th house, including the Mercury retrograde. But Mercury retrograde, Leo. One thing I don't think I talked about was the wound aspect. So we're all going to be, I feel like most of us are going to be triggered this month by either something that someone says to us or that we say to someone else that causes let's call it a heated debate or discussion. Or we overhear something, or we witness something, or we see something. Leo, this could be connected to an international matter. This could be connected to education, wounds of education, early childhood education, or university, or, you know, maybe some of you are going back to school right now and you're realizing like, holy crap, like, I feel like, I feel like I can't do this, for some of you, maybe you're trying to upgrade and then you're surrounded by, maybe you're in your 40s or your 50s and you're like going back to college or school or university and you're surrounded by a bunch of 20-year-olds, and that's not fun, but I mean, if that is you, just keep plugging along, Leo, just keep plugging along because you're doing the right thing. The North Node being in the 9th house, that's higher education and teaching and training and traveling and trips and yeah, reaching your highest star, so to speak. So anyway, Leo, I don't want to dwell on this too much because at the end of the day, this energy is trining your energy, Leo. Any of you that have like a father wound, if your sun is in Leo, this is an incredible transit for healing that father wound or authority figure. It could also be a mom. Mom, dad, parents, authority figures in your life as well, Leo. But I just want to throw it out there. This is what I love about astrology. Notice what you're noticing. If a wound comes up, there's a reason for it. Talk about it with a trusted loved one, counseling, whatever it takes, get it out of the body. Get it out of the body. This is not the month to repress. We have to acknowledge it. We have to heal it. We have to let it go. For you, Leo, I can see a lot of healing coming in, a lot of healing, which is incredible. But again, that's not for all of you because I don't have your chart in front of me and I'm not sure what you're watching for right now. But this could also be like transforming your healing journey as well, Leo. All right. So that is about it, Leo. Enjoy the month of April and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey Virgo, welcome to your April horoscope. So let's talk about, there's so much to talk about this month, Virgo. Let's start with that, what everyone's talking about, this total solar eclipse in Aries happening at 19 degrees. So, I mean, Virgo, this is, these eclipses have been activating your financial access. So this is a new beginning, a brand new, rather intense, possibly intense beginning starting in your 8th house, happening in your 8th house. And again, this is going to ripple out, you guys. This is not a light switch. This is not, I mean, if this kind of stuff happens this month, let me know in the comments below at the end of April what happened in your life this month. Because for some of us, nothing is going to happen. I guarantee it. Like nothing will happen. but later on down the road, you know, like this is waves of energy that is going to be unfolding for us over the next, you know, years to come. You know, this solar eclipse, this is going to impact us for definitely over the next year, but they're also showing me the next 4 years, out. So sorry, forgive me. My nose all of a sudden is like itchy. Okay. So Virgo, this is, or this could be, again, for those of you getting married at any point, you know, whether it's over the next year or again, over the next 4 years, this is you combining resources with someone, whether on a love relationship level or a business level. This could be a new business endeavor, Virgo. Maybe you're investing with a friend or a family member or a relative or whatever, a business partner. But this is combining of resources. This is the house of shared resources and assets. So this could also be property, mortgages, taxes, debts, loans. This is just the house of massive change and massive transformation, Virgo. So this could also impact whatever you do on a day-to-day level when it comes to work, when it comes to your talents, your skills, your abilities. This is also the house of deep psychological change. You know, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I feel like our wounds are going to be scratched this month. They will be. I feel like for all of us on some level, and for you in particular, because this is in a very deep, intense psychological house. So be mindful, Virgo, of what is coming up, what is bubbling up at this time. Please work with this energy. This is not the energy to stuff it down, Virgo. Not the energy to stuff it down and ignore it and think it's going to like go away. It's not. Like, it's not. Like, someone is going to trigger you, or something is going to trigger you, or some action someone takes is going to trigger you. And it's not just you, it's all of us. We're all going to get triggered this month because Chiron is in the heart of this solar eclipse. So, yeah, I mean, this can be very incredible healing energy, Virgo. If you have any planets, placements, points in Leo or Sag, yeah, this can be very healing energy. Or if you have anything in Gemini or Aquarius, this can be an opportunity to heal. But depending on what you're watching for right now, this is a subconscious wound for you, Virgo. You might not even realize it or notice it until, again, somebody triggers you or somebody says something to you and you're like, what the hell? Why do I feel this way? Why am I pissed off? Why do I want to like yell back? Or maybe you will yell back. With Mercury and Aries, we're all going to be, our speech is going to be very fired up, very intense, very passionate. And that could be, you know, Aries is a double-edged sword. So our words could be used to hurt other people. You know, out is going to come the keyboard heroes. I guarantee it. Keyboard heroes, full force this month. Trigger people, trigger, right? Gremlins. Just, I'm not saying this to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not saying this to be negative, Virgo. I'm just saying this is what I love about astrology. It warns us, right? It gives us a heads up like, hey, this is coming down the pipe, so be prepared. Whether it's, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, then we're prepared, right? So just be mindful of anything that comes up at this time, Virgo. Not a bad time to work with a professional, like a professional psychologist or therapist, or again, a trusted advisor. You do you, Virgo. Let's see here. Yeah, so the sun is going to pop into your Taurus ruled house. This is going to trine your energies, Virgo, which is incredible. But this is also going to light up your house of travel, trips, higher education, teaching, learning, publishing, writing. This is anything to do with international matters or foreign shores, foreign cultures, dealing with people all over the planet. Now, while I'm talking about this, I may as well talk about the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction, because this is obviously another huge transit happening this month, and this is a very rare transit. It only happens every 12 to 14 years. We're never going to see this again in our lifetime in Taurus, and the next time this happens is going to be in your Cancer house. So, Virgo, first of all, this is trining your energy. Trining your energy. This could impact multiple areas of life. If you're If this is, if your ascendant is in Virgo, this could impact all areas of life. So your relationships, your work, your career, and your home life, your physical body as well. This could be your physical body, how you relate to the world, how the world views you, how you walk into the world, how you present yourself in the world. This could be a transformation of your identity, or how you, this could be also a transformation of your health as well, Virgo. You are the sign technically that represents health and well-being as well. So actually, this, from a physical body standpoint, this could be a healing aspect for you. Absolutely. From the physical body, not so much what I was talking about with the subconscious, that's different, but that could be a possibility as well if these two planets are trining your ascendant, especially. Let's see here. Now, if your sun is in Virgo, this is a glow up in your career. This is a blow up with your career, for example, or again, something to do with your purpose, your identity, which you do on a day-to-day level. Even your father, you know, if your father is still in your life or in your life, this could have something to do with your father as well. Good news, good fortune coming to your dad or father figures in your life. Virgo, but yeah, new beginnings with publishing, teaching, writing, higher education, you becoming a coach, you reaching for the stars. This is the house of the gods, Virgo. So reach for the stars with this aspect. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Anything to do with international shores, international matters, traveling, yeah, educational pursuits. This is also the house of the justice system, like legal matters as well. So yeah, Virgo, it's again, 12 to 14 year cycle. So this could roll out in a variety of different ways. This could even impact home, family, foundation, your roots, your ancestry as well. This could definitely impact, actually this could, let me see here. If your descendant runs through Pisces, Virgo, this could be a relationship coming in, especially if your descendant is around 21 degrees. This could be a relationship coming in, whether this is in love or business. They're definitely going to have a connection to international. Like, they're not going to be from your local area. They'll be likely international. I mean, some of them, yeah, I guess, you know, Jupiter rules your 4th house of home, family, foundation. But I mean, being up in your 9th house, there could be an international connection here. So it could go either way, I see, Virgo. But yeah, relationship coming in, whether this is in love or in business, is also a possibility as well. Again, work, if I didn't mention work, new work could be coming in at this time. Writing projects, putting yourself out there. So lots of new beginnings, basically, this month is starting for you, Virgo. Let's talk about that full moon in Scorpio. Again, lighting up the same axis, what I just nattered on about. So education. This is a culmination point, by the way. This is a culmination point of something to do with communication, transportation, educational pursuits, graduating or going back to school, finishing up. Well, this would more so be finishing up school, I guess, or graduating from school. This could be upgrading, training, skills development. Again, anything to do with writing or publishing. This is also the house of siblings, cousins, neighbors, neighborhood, the community that you are connected to, and how you get around on a day-to-day matter. It is making a square to Pluto. So there is a readjustment that needs to happen here. And Pluto wants to transform something, because Pluto is the ruler of this full moon. So, and Pluto does rule your, well, he's the modern ruler of your 3rd house of Scorpio there. So there's a transmutation, transformation happening here. So sort of readjustment when it comes to your health, when it comes to your diet, nutrition, communication style, how you communicate. Work could have some sort of reshuffling in the workplace, or if you own a business, there could be, you have to make some changes, maybe technology upgrades, maybe something to do with the workforce and how you communicate with the workforce, or maybe training, upgrading for the workforce. This could also be a pet, something to do with a pet, Be mindful if your pet, if you've been holding off on a health issue with your pet, I would say do your best to get rolling on that, just in case. But again, I'll leave that up to you. But sixth house does rule pets and your health as well. So don't ignore any health signs or symbolism. Actually, I don't know why I said symbols, but anyway, don't ignore your health is what I'm trying to get at this month. Also, Virgo. Regardless, there's some sort of readjustment that has to take place here. Even how you get around, maybe something to do with transportation, that might have to be adjusted in some way, shape, or form. Pluto is asking you to do that. Let's see here. We talked a little bit about Mercury and Mercury retrograde. Again, be mindful of trips and traveling. There's going to be delays, technology glitches. Yeah, like communication mishaps. Again, heated debates, heated discussions. So just be mindful of that this month. And Venus does pop into your 8th house this month, which is actually really nice. Wherever Venus goes, she attracts. So you could be attracting, if you're single, you could be attracting a passionate partner your way this month. That's a possibility. You could be attracting more money into your life at this time as well. Money from other sources. This would be other sources like alimony or government checks or passive income or things like that. This is money coming in from other people or other sources. Also, if there are any conflicts that you have with partners, partnerships around money, Venus helps with that as well. Venus is definitely going to be helping out with that as well. Let's see here. Also, if you're looking to get like a loan or a mortgage or anything like that, Venus can help as well. But keep in mind, this is eclipse time as well in that house. So the energy could go either way. So just be mindful of that. Also be mindful of spending a lot of money this month too. You might burn through a lot of money there, Virgo. So just be, or you'll crave it. You'll want to like spend a lot of money. So just be mindful of that too. Let's see. Yeah, could have something to do with traveling, like spending money on travel or trips or luxurious things, or actually for some of you, yeah, this could also be money coming in from your work, like maybe bonuses and things like that. That could be a possibility as well. And then Mars continues his trek in your opposite sign, in your 7th house there. So I don't know how else to say this to Virgo. But I mean, Mars in the 7th house can create conflict. Absolutely. Can create conflict with all walks of life, whoever's connected to you. So this could be a friendship. This could be a business partner. This could be coworkers. This could be, again, love relationships. Mars in here separates. Wherever Mars goes, he separates. So this could be, I'm not saying all of you are going to be divorced. This would be people that this wouldn't be a shock to. So like this could be like divorce finalizing, separation of assets, division of assets and property, like who has what, who gets what. Now it is going to be met with, for those of you that this resonates with, it's going to be met with some frustration and delays with Saturn. But I mean, I feel like Saturn is slowing you down on purpose though. Saturn is making sure you do you check the fine print, you're getting the right advice. Like, I feel like Saturn is slowing you down on purpose because Mars just wants to blaze right through and just get shit done. Where Saturn's saying, whoa, 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 like your business partner here might be screwing you over, or your partner might be screwing you over, or you might have a friend that's screwing you over, or something like that, okay? This isn't for everybody. I'm just trying to use an example. But yeah, Saturn is purposely slowing you down in this area of life, Virgo. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, you know, Mars is going to move on. It is what it is. Just move through the motions. Mercury is going to slow things down anyway. If you have to sign on the dotted line this month, Virgo, be extra, extra, extra careful. Double, triple check everything because Mercury could throw a wrench in things. So just be very, very, very mindful of this energy. Let's see here. I think that's about it, Virgo. I think we talked about everything. Oh, and I forgot to mention, yes, Mars coming together with Saturn is a brand new cycle in this area of life. So a brand new 2-year cycle is starting in the Pisces area of your chart. So relationships. Yeah, this now for some of you with Saturn actually moving through the 7th house, this is like putting a ring on it. You know, this is putting a ring on it. This is getting serious with somebody. This is signing on the dotted line with someone. This is, again, sharing of assets, right? Sharing bank accounts, whether with a business partner or a love relationship or a work, again, something to do with new work endeavor or entrepreneurship, whatever. Yeah, this is definitely a new 2-year beginning starting in your 7th house of relationships. So Virgo, not a bad 2-year cycle for you, absolutely. But yeah, April's a little bit wonky. I'm not going to lie. April, the energy could go either way. April is a wild card month. I think May and June, I feel like are going to be a little bit better months. I feel like, the clouds are going to clear, the storms are going to pass, and I feel like we'll be able to think more clearly when it comes to, day-to-day matters. Even what transpires this month, we'll be able to digest it better in May and June, if that makes sense. But otherwise, Virgo, yeah, enjoy your April, and I'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey, Libra. So let's talk about April. And if you've been watching me for a while, I've been saying this for a while, and I'm going to say this again. You're definitely the star of the show. You're one of the stars of the show with this eclipse season, Libra. Look at all that energy in your 7th house. This is all about relationships for you. All about you and your relationships. So Libra, actually for you, this is pretty straightforward. Changes in relationships, whether that is friendship circles, whether that is love partnerships, marriage partnerships, work, business partnerships. They are all up for change. Now, this is one of the, how do I say this? Like, you're a cardinal sign. So all the cardinal signs are getting hit pretty hard with these eclipses. So that's you, that's Aries, that's Capricorn and Cancers. So all of you are being impacted the most by these eclipses. And anything, if you've been following me for a while, I always say this, anything that happens in your 1st house. So for you, you got the South Node there. Clearly, over the next year, it's already been a year, but over the next year, you're going to continue to be asked to let things go. You got to let things go in order to welcome in something new in your 7th house of partnerships, Libra. And I guarantee this is going to impact your home life, your home, family, foundation, children, if you have any children, and also your 10th house of career. So whatever you do on a day-to-day basis, even if you're retired, this is going to impact you, because if it doesn't impact you, it might impact your kids, for example, or your grandkids, for example, which is going to directly impact you, or your community, or your place of living. It's going to impact you in some way, shape, or form, whether you're working or not working. Status could change. Again, going from single to common law to being married, or married to divorced. Definitely a shuffle, a change when it comes to your relationships, Libra. And I have no doubt you're feeling this. This shouldn't be a shock, depending on what you're watching for. But I mean, if your ascendant is in Libra, or your sun is in Libra, even your moon, because this will impact your home life, or your mom, you should be feeling this, Libra. Like this shouldn't be new energy for you, because again, we've been moving through this energy over the past year already, and this is going to take us into 2025. So anyway, changes in all areas of life, Libra. I don't know how else to say it. And definitely changes and shuffling in your relationships. Now, with Chiron in the mix here, there could also be wounds coming up from relationships or about relationships, whatever that means to you, whether it's love, business, or friendships. This could also be a mother-father wound, some sort of parent wound. or a childhood wound. Sorry, my nose suddenly is just driving me nuts. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, all of our wounds are going to be scratched this month in some way, shape, or form. So just be prepared for that, Libra. Notice what you're noticing. Anything that bubbles up at this time needs to be healed. So please talk to somebody. That's my recommendation. This is definitely not a month to continue to push shit down, because you're going to blow like a volcano. Something is going to come to a head, and it's not going to be pretty, Libra, and you're not going to like it. So do your best to heal those wounds. This could also be very healing as well, depending if you have planets, points, placements in Sag or Leo. This could be very healing, very, very, very healing. So you might be able to cope with this easier. But again, I'd have to see your chart. But because this energy is opposing you, I feel like other people are going to trigger you. You're going to be triggered by someone's actions, by someone's words, by what you hear, or even what you say could trigger somebody else. And then it's like just this big trigger war back and forth, which is possible with Mercury in Aries going retrograde. I mean, everybody's going to be a keyboard hero. Everybody's going to be right. Everybody's going to be talking with no filter. I hate to say it, Libra, but like the language and communication is going to be very spicy this month, maybe for good or for bad. So do be mindful, because people can be using their words as weapons this month, all of us. So just do be mindful of that this month as well. And yeah, with Mercury retrograding in here too, this is definitely a reassessment of your relationships. You're redoing something in this area of life. You're re-looking at something in this area of life. Plus you got Venus in there, moving in there, Libra. So yeah, which is great. Like Venus is the great attractor. Wherever Venus goes, she kind of smooths things over. This is your ruler, by the way. So, you know, this is your planet. She's trying to smooth things over when it comes to your relationships. But again, she does not function well here. She doesn't like to be in Aries. She likes to be in Libra and Taurus, not Aries. So again, conversations with loved ones or business partnerships could be awkward or heated. But on another angle, if you're single, you could definitely attract in a partner. And I have no doubt you will, Libra, over the next year. You should be attracting people into your life with these eclipses, absolutely, because it's all about partnerships over the next year. Okay, let's back up a little bit here. So the sun moves into Taurus on the 19th, highlighting your financial access. And then you also have a full moon here as well. So focus this month is also going to be on finances, shared resources, whether this is from or shared resources, shared property. This could be your income, a partner's income, or getting income from other sources could be highlighted at this time, like alimony, government checks, spousal support, whatever the case may be. But the sun moving into your financial access is definitely highlighting taxes, debts, loans. It is tax season after all. So actually you could get a big tax break, Libra, with Jupiter in here and Uranus in here coming together. Yeah, that could actually be quite a windfall actually for you. So let's talk about that. This is a new 12 to 14 year cycle starting in a financial house for you. So this is fantastic. So this is new financial beginnings coming in for you. And again, this is other sources of income though. Like this might be your partner getting an incredible salary increase or promotion or a bonus or something like that coming in this month. But keep in mind, this is the longer transit. I'm just talking about the conjunction. But with Jupiter in here, you know, clearly money is coming in from somewhere. You're getting a glow up and a blow up with your money, Libra, in a good way. I would just caution for those of you that are like living beyond your means, that I do see that with this transit, and I can see this unfortunately happening in a 12-year cycle. So do be mindful, because once Jupiter Let me see here. Once Jupiter moves into Leo, that's going to be a reality check for you. So again, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, Libra, but just be mindful of, you know, maybe going out and getting a mortgage, and you get a mortgage, and then you go out and buy a new car, and it's like, then you got a car loan, and then you got to pay your taxes, property taxes, and then suddenly you got to pay for your kids' education, and next thing you know, you're living way beyond your means, because Jupiter wants to blow up this area of life, right? Jupiter wants to go big or go home. So, and Jupiter doesn't care, right? Jupiter wants to just indulge and have a good time. So just be mindful of your finances, but all in all, this is incredible. I think a lot of you are going to benefit from your partner's income, whether that's business or love or a friendship. Or again, your partner is going to have a big glow up in their finances, whatever that means for them. Anyway, okay, let's see here. Let's see. This could also, yeah, this could also benefits coming in from siblings, cousins, neighbors, neighborhood as well. Something to do with transportation as well, work. So, okay, so this does have a flavor. Jupiter does rule your 6th house. So, you know, this does have a flavor of, you know, you increasing your financial base. Yeah, that could be a possibility as well. Absolutely. This could actually be a new beginning with your kids too. If you have kids, this could be a new 12 to 14 year cycle, something to do with your kids as well, going through, you know, transitioning or you know, maybe leaving the nest or something like that, starting their teens, things like that, Libra as well. Okay, full moon in Scorpio. I may as well just piggyback off this because this is also happening in a financial house. So this is in your 2nd house of income, how you earn a living. So Libra, maybe you are getting a good tax break, getting a whole bunch of money coming your way. Again, spousal support. This screams spousal support, or getting a big tax break or check or some sort of money coming in from the government or a spouse or alimony or something like that. This is also your talent, skills, and abilities, Libra. So maybe you've been doing some upgrading, and then now it's time to apply that on the job to earn more money, to gain more, to increase your income base in some way, shape, or form, to buy more material possessions, to buy more things or buy a property or something like that. That could be a possibility with the full moon. It is squaring up to Pluto in your 5th house, newly in your 5th house. One thing that stands out here, Libra, is if you are giving to your kids in particular, or you're giving to a partner, like a romantic partner, that might have to stop. That might have to come to a head, or you just transform it in some way. So maybe instead of paying for, I don't know, everything your kid does, like your kid's vehicles, maybe you're paying for their rent, maybe you're paying for their food, maybe you're paying for their utilities, maybe they're living off you and they're like 30 years old. I don't know, whatever the case is, Libra, but this is a transit of you need to transform something connected to your finances and connected to your 5th house of hobbies. Maybe you need to rein it in on spending money on hobbies, spending money on your kids or something to do with kids or grandchildren. This is also the house of romance, dating, creative endeavors, creative projects, hobbies, gambling, entertainment. Again, maybe you got to rein some of this stuff in. It doesn't mean, I'm not feeling like cutting something off, because Mars is not involved here. It's Pluto, and Pluto is like, okay, let's change something, let's transform something. So again, I'll go back to the easy example of like supporting your kids, for example. Maybe instead of paying for their rent, their vehicle, their insurance, their utilities, maybe back it off and empower them to stand on their own 2 feet and bring in the cheddar, you know, on their own, because then maybe they'll appreciate it more. This is just a simple example, you guys. I know not all of you have kids. Apply this to a hobby as well. Maybe you're like pouring all this money and energy into getting a hobby off the ground. Maybe it's time to reassess that. Like maybe it's time to rein it in. Like like how, like start thinking differently. How can I get this off the ground without pouring thousands and thousands of dollars at it? Also apply this to gambling. If you're a gambler or you're big on entertainment, you know, again, transform something here. This is what Pluto and this full moon in Scorpio is asking you to do, is transform something to do with your work, your finances, how you earn a living, to your fun and having a good time. Because the 5th house is your fun house, Libra. Okay, let's see here. We talked about Venus, talked about Mercury. Oh, Mars in Pisces. So this is a new beginning. Mars coming together with Saturn. This is a brand new 2-year cycle, Libra, happening in your busy, busy, busy 6th house of day-to-day work, duty, responsibility. This is also the house of pets. This is also the house of your health and well-being. So yeah, this is again another adjustment here, I feel, for you, Libra. Something, you're going to be met with a brick wall. You know, you're going to be going along, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, something's going to change here because there's going to be some frustrating thing that happens in this area of life. And it's going to make you get creative and move around this brick wall or punch through the brick wall, which is going to be Saturn. Saturn on purpose is slowing you down here. So here comes Mars, 100 miles an hour, and he comes up to Saturn. And Saturn's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You got to slow down. You got to make some readjustments. Make sure your actions are constructive. Make sure you're doing things properly. And Mars is like, oh, give me a break. Like, I just want to move through this sign and blaze my own trail, you know? So yeah, Libra, there's some sort of readjustment here. And again, this is your busy, 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 crazy house. Like maybe you're doing things for everybody. This also has something to do with the workplace. Maybe there's adjustments that need to take place in the workplace or home, family, foundation. Again, a relationship. I feel like this could be tied to a relationship because Mars rules your 7th house. Could be connected to a financial matter because Mars rules your 2nd house of income as well. So readjustments are going to be needed in this house. But the good thing is whatever you implement right now, Libra, in this month, it's going to stand the test of time for 2 years because this is a 2-year cycle. This is a 2-year new beginning happening in that 6th house of work, of health, of diet, of pets, of anything to do with your day-to-day habits and routines, whatever you do on a day-to-day level. So you're being asked to readjust something here. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's about it, Libra. I think that's about it. So enjoy the month of April, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey, Scorpio, welcome to your April horoscope. So let's dive in here and let's talk about what everybody's talking about. This total solar eclipse in Aries happening in your busy, 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 busy 6th house. I'm not going to lie. This is a heavy, hectic, busy house for you, Scorpio. But you know what? Eclipses in here means change, right? So change for the better. It might not be the easiest thing, but change is looking good for you at this time, Scorpio. So again, this could be changes to your health, changes to your diet, routines. Pets are also in this house as well. Definitely work. Definite changes on the work front if you are working. If you're not working, it's whatever you do on a day-to-day level, whether you're volunteering or helping out family members or traveling or I don't know, whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day. This is day-to-day habits and routines. That's going to change. Definitely going to change. You're going to welcome in something new in this area of life, Scorpio. And I feel like in this house, it really could touch all areas of life just because it's such a heavy house. And it's anything to do with day-to-day. This could also impact your workplace. There could be changes in your workplace, shuffling in your workplace. If you own a business, Scorpio, be prepared for people departing, and then you're going to have to hire new people. That, you know, definitely a lot of action and shuffling is taking place in this area of your chart. And with Mercury retrograde, everything that I just mentioned, that means reassessments, Reassessments are going to be happening this month, and possible frustrations, possible heated debates and conversations, people talking sideways, because again, Mercury is in a fire sign, plus he's retrograde. Mercury in Aries is, we're thinking quick, we're acting quick, the mind is racing. There's no filter. We're just blabber, 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 blabber. So, and this is for all of us, Scorpio. So if you do own a business, you're going to notice that energy uptick in the workplace or whatever business you own. Definitely going to see some chatter and some heated debates and conversations happening. Definitely over the next month, even into May, I would say. But change is coming in this area of life for you, Scorpio. And I feel like for some of you, this is welcome change. This is definitely welcome change and welcome, this is needed. I'm hearing like this is needed. Now, the sun moves into your relationship sector April 19th. So this is putting a spotlight. This is also gonna tie into my the full moon that's happening in your sign this month, and also the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. So the sun putting energy into your relationship sector. This is going to put a spotlight on your relationships, whether this is in work, business, career, love, partnerships, friendships as well, contracts, agreements, negotiations, Scorpio. So that's going to be some of the focus for this month as well. Well, actually, I'm going to say a big part of the focus, because let's jump to that full moon. Full moon in your sign. Something is coming to a culmination point. And full moons, the moon is also pointing a spotlight across the street from you, across your chart there in your 7th house of relationships. So Scorpio, you are being asked to transform something, to transmute something. Pluto newly in your 4th house, if Aquarius is your true 4th house. I feel like this could be a connection with home, family, foundation, adjustments in the home, adjustments with a relationship. Again, spotlight is on relationships for you this month, Scorpio. There could be tensions in the home. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to beat around the bush. There could be tensions in the home. But again, Pluto and this full moon is asking you to transform something. I don't really see something severing like hard and fast, because Mars is not involved in a hard aspect. Mars is supporting your sign. So I mean, if a relationship's got to go, it's got to go, Scorpio. Some of you probably already know this, especially with Jupiter transiting through your 7th house and Uranus going through your 7th house. Like, talk about a roller coaster ride with Uranus transiting your 7th house of relationships. Yeah, I have no doubt, Scorpio, your relationship, whether this is in love or business, or friendship circles, has been a roller coaster ride since 2018. And same with your home life. I have no doubt, if for those of you in a relationship that live with a partner, I have no doubt it's been a roller coaster since 2018. I have no doubt about that. So again, this could be the ending of a relationship, or again, transforming it. What I mean by that is maybe mutual separation. Like, you're like, you know what, we're not getting along. Let's separate some assets here, and let's just move on. Let's go our separate ways. Something like that, something mutual. Because again, Pluto is involved. So I feel like Pluto is asking you to transform it. And Pluto is asking you to get rid of what's not working in your life. With the full moon in your 1st house, Scorpio, this technically could be any area of your life, because it is in your 1st house. But yeah, I'm seeing definitely a home connection here, family connection here. Maybe it's your housing, your living situation. Maybe there's something that needs to change there, or you need to go back to your landlord and discuss rent or a lease or something like that, or a relationship, like I mentioned. And this could bleed out into your career as well, or impact your career in some way, shape, or form. Let's see here. Oh, let's talk about this wound. I think I skipped over that. Chiron in the 6th house. Scorpio, this is for everybody. I feel like we're all going to be triggered this month by something, by someone, by something we overhear, or something we watch, or something we see. It might trigger a wound. And Scorpio, this is in your 6th house. So, I mean, this could be a work wound. This could be a deep-seated wound, even something to do with connections to the deep past, like past lives that you're not even aware of, actually, I'm picking up. But that's not for all of you. But whatever this is also like in the house of I am, an identity wound, a wound with, you know, it even could be like reminiscing about a pet, the loss of a pet in the past, or something to do with your career, work, your identity, whatever this is, Scorpio, the wound could get scratched this month is what I'm kind of getting at here. So if you feel like you're being triggered, if you feel like something is coming up, don't push it back down. Don't hold in that anger. Go to a safe spot or a safe place and obviously get it out of your body in some way, shape, or form, whatever that means for you. Not a bad time to talk through with somebody, your issues, your problems. Definitely get it out, talk to somebody, Scorpio, or exercise, like get it out of your body in some way, shape, or form. For some of you, I'm also picking up, you got to let go of a dietary thing. I feel like something to do with your diet or your health has to change as well. This could be something to do with heartburn or like the esophagus. I'm feeling like the connection between your stomach and here. So yeah, I'm picking up heartburn big time because I'm feeling it right now. So something to do with the stomach and maybe spicy foods or something like that, Scorpio. So I know that's specific, but that's what I'm feeling. That's what they're telling me. So I'll throw it out there. But anyway, regardless, Scorpio, just be mindful. Notice what you're noticing. We're all going to be triggered this month. Again, with all this energy in Aries, this is a double-edged sword energy. This can be pretty wicked when it comes to communication and speech, and people, you know, the keyboard heroes are going to be out in full force, 100%. You know, the gremlins, the goblins are going to be coming out of the ditches and, you know, whatever, trying to spread their bullshit online and calling everybody down, whatever. Just be prepared. And I'm not saying maybe it won't happen. Maybe, you know, hopefully I'm wrong. But I mean, I definitely see this with also you coworkers, you guys. Oh God, this could be coworkers coming at you hot and heavy, or you becoming involved or dragged into drama. Oh God, yeah, that could be a possibility, Scorpio, as well. It might surround you, this drama or people bickering back and forth. So anyway, I don't mean to be negative. I'm just trying to help you be more aware of what, you know, April is a mixed bag. It truly is a mixed bag, Scorpio. Okay, let's move on here. With Venus in here, though, Venus does help to smooth things over. If you do own a business, this will, if you're looking for people to work for you, it will help attract the right people to come work for you, even contractors. My only caution is Mercury retrograde. So do your due diligence, do your background checks, double, triple check everything, check their social media, check the reviews, make sure nothing is fake. That's the only caveat. Again, I'm being shown a double-edged sword. It's like Venus is in here to help you from a day-to-day work matter and a financial matter and a relationship way as well. But I mean, Mercury retrograde in here in the solar eclipse is like, all bets are off. You just don't really know what you're going to get. So, but regardless, Venus coming in here will help smooth things over in the workplace, in your business. If you run a business, own a business. Again, if you're looking for talent or trying to find a contractor, things like that will help. But again, keep in mind Mercury retrograde and do your due diligence before you sign on that dotted line, or before you give an offer to an employee and they sign on the dotted line, for example. Okay, what else? Mars and Saturn coming together in your 5th house. So this is trining your energy, Scorpio. This is flowing very nicely to your planets, placements, points, whatever you're watching for. So, but Mars coming up against Saturn, you know, again, this is your ruler. Mars is your ruler. You know, coming up against this roadblock, you know, Saturn is forcing you to slow down in this area of life. You could have conflicts with your children or grandchildren, or this could be conflicts with a romantic partner as well, whether it's a current partner or a new romantic fling, or a current partner, that this could definitely be some sort of conflict coming in. But Mars coming together with Saturn is incredible motivational, like a powerhouse, so again, it could go both ways. It just depends on how this energy is sort of expressing itself throughout the rest of your chart, Scorpio. But all in all, I see this as beneficial. Maybe it's just, actually, this just popped into my head. Hobbies, like this could be crystallizing a hobby, working on a hobby, or a creative project or endeavor. And this is, again, a 2-year cycle. This is a 2-year beginning in your 5th house, to do with, romance, dating, creativity, self-expression, hobbies, turning a hobby, creative project into a business, something to do with your kids, something to do with entertainment and gambling as well. So regardless of what this is, it's some sort of new beginning in this area of your life. It could also have a flavor of, well, Mars is your ruler. So, I mean, it really could have a flavor of any area of your life. But Mars also rules your 6th house that I just mentioned, with all that energy in there. So this could be a, like a new beginning, again, with work, a business, work relationships, your diet, health, routines, pets, things like that, Scorpio. Okay, and then last but not least, I don't think I mentioned the Jupiter conjunct Uranus. So this is a brand new 12 to 14-year cycle, Scorpio. And I know I keep saying brand new, brand new, brand new. Like there's a brand new cycle starting in your 5th, 6th, and 7th houses. So relationship, this is hitting your relationship axis, Scorpio. So again, this could be the ending of a relationship. This could be a conclusion of a relationship. And then you're stepping into a brand new, fresh, clean slate 12 to 14-year cycle. That's not for everybody, though. That's not for everybody. So, but whatever this is that's coming in, it's something connected to love, business, partnerships, contracts, agreements, negotiations, and marriage. I mean, for some of you, if you have gotten married, I'd say over the past year, this is, again, not this brand new cycle beginning for the both of you for the next 12 to 14 years. So yeah, I mean, it is opposing your planet placements points. So this could be a rebalancing in some way, shape, or form. I can also see this bleeding out to your home life, your career, public reputation, retirement, if that applies to you. This could be impacting your finances in a good way, though. It should be in a good way. Also impacting possibly your home, family, foundation, place of living in a good way. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. Let's see here. Also, yeah, your kids too. Yeah, that's right, because Jupiter rules your 5th house of kids, children, creativity, self-expression, gambling, romance, dating. So that could also have a flavor as well with this, whatever this new beginning is that's starting in your partnership sector. But I mean, if your descendant, Scorpio, if your true descendant runs through Taurus, this could 100% be somebody coming in, whether this is in love or whether this is in business or whether this is in career. Absolutely. There's something very important starting for you this month. For some of you, this might even be next month. This might even be starting for you next month. You could be signing on the dotted line. If you are Scorpio, please be careful because, again, Mercury is retrograde. So I get it. The world doesn't stop spinning. But if you have to sign on the dotted line, just be mindful. Just be mindful of what you are signing off on at this time. But regardless, yeah, 12 to 14 year cycle starting for you, Scorpio. So I think that is about it. So enjoy the month of April, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey, Sagittarius, welcome to your April horoscope. My goodness, Sag, are you ready? Are you ready for April? Yeah, let's start with that total solar eclipse in Aries. Like, look at all that energy down in your 5th house. And I'm going to just put it out there, Sag. This could be like pregnancy. This definitely could be pregnancy. So, I mean, it doesn't apply to everybody, but I mean, I did pick that up when I flipped to your chart. I'm like, oh, wow, surprise, pregnant. But other than that, this eclipse is pouring new energy into this incredible, fun-filled 5th house for you. And actually, you and Leo are a couple of the signs that are benefiting from this, I think. I mean, eclipses are still wild cards, you guys. So I'm not saying like the heavens are going to open up and shower upon you and blessings and blah, blah, blah. This is still a very intense eclipse, especially if you live in the US, or you can see the path of this eclipse. So whether you're in Canada, the US, or Mexico, and forgive me if I missed a country, but yeah, that doesn't take away the intensity of this. So I just want to be clear, but this is trining your energy. That's what I'm getting at, is like it's flowing harmonious energy into your Sagittarian planets, placements, points, whatever you're watching for. So lots of new energy when it comes to kids. Like, I mean, if you started a family over the past year, I wouldn't be surprised. Keep in mind, this energy is going to continue out for another year. However, this solar eclipse is going to take us 4 years out. But anyway, but definitely going to take us into 2025. So children, creativity, self-expression, turning a hobby into a side hustle. This is also romance and dating. This is also the house of gambling and entertainment and just having a good time. This is just kicking back and having a good time, Sag. So all of that is up for some change. All of that is up for some change over the next, again, year. I'm going to say over the next year. And again, some of you already experienced this change, right? This is just another layer of change that's coming in here. Now I'm going to talk about Chiron because this eclipse is happening right on Chiron. This is going to bring up a wound for each and every one of us, Sag. Now, for you in particular, this could be a childhood wound. This could be a wound, something to do with, are you able to have fun? You know, maybe growing up, you weren't able to have a good time or express yourself fully or express yourself creatively in creative projects. I'm just throwing out examples, but I mean, it depends on where your natal Chiron is. That's technically your wound. Regardless, this is going to scratch some sort of wound this month for all of us, because all that energy pouring into Aries, the I am house, the identity wound could also be coming up at this time. The I am wound, the am I worthy wound. Yes, I keep hearing childhood wounds, so that's clear for some of us, or some of you. It could be childhood wounds coming up at this time. But regardless, it's coming up to be healed and acknowledged, Sag. Mercury retrograde in here, going back and forth over these important points, Chiron, the North Node, the eclipse point. There's definitely going to be triggers happening this month. So just notice what you're noticing. Be aware of what you're thinking, what you're saying. Like, heated language is going to be coming out of everybody's mouths. This is like a very passionate energy with Mercury in here. This is like no filter. This is just straight to the point. Communication, which there's nothing wrong with that. But again, people could get quite heated. This is a double-edged sword. People could use their words as weapons. This is also the energy of keyboard heroes coming out and making people feel bad and shitting on people and whatever. Yeah, so just be prepared for the possibility of these coming up, and not a good time to suppress the energy. Get it out. Talk to somebody, heal it, exercise, whatever the case may be. I would not drown this. I would not drown this in alcohol or drugs. Definitely not this month. Definitely not. Because our bodies are so sensitive this month as well with the solar eclipse. So I'm just putting it out there, Sag, not telling you what to do, but just be aware of this energy that could be coming in, which is incredible. Again, it's trining your energy, Sag, but it doesn't mean it's going to be like a cakewalk, basically. Because if it's not affecting you, it might be affecting a loved one, and you still got to be there for them, or it might be affecting a child. You know, if you do have children, pay attention to their behavior this month as well. Be mindful, because again, their wounds are coming up too. This doesn't disclude them. This includes everybody on the planet. Doesn't matter what age you are. Our wounds are being scratched in some way, shape, or form this month. So anyway, enough of that. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I also want to be honest with everyone, because yeah, I can't ignore that. Eclipse happening right on Chiron. Hello. Hello. Things are gonna, like, shit's gonna hit the fan in whether internally or externally, you know, like something's gonna come up that's going to trigger us this month. I can't really ignore that. But all in all, Scorpio, I mean, again, this is trining your energy, so I think you're gonna be fine. Oh, I forgot to mention healing. Actually, you, out of all signs, especially if your sun is in Sagittarius, this could be healing a father wound. Or father wounds could be coming up at this time, but this is incredible healing coming in for you with authority figures or parental figures in your life, or even you as a parent. Healing, definite healing coming in for you this month, which is awesome. Let's see here. Now the sun moving into your busy sixth house. That's going to be the spotlight, the second half of the month. So, you know, the spotlight's coming off the fun, creative, having a good time, focus on your kids, whatever, creative projects. It's going to now turn to work, duty, responsibility, your health, your habits, your routines, pets. Yes, I'm also hearing your kids. Okay, I think I've said that enough. Anything to do with your day-to-day habits. If you own a business, this is your workplace. This is people that work for you. This is also representing your co-workers, your environment. And if you're retired, it's whatever you do on a day-to-day basis. So speaking of that, you have a new beginning happening here, a new 12 to 14 year cycle with Jupiter coming together with Uranus in this house. This is very fortunate. I'm taking this as very fortunate. This is a new beginning with, again, something to do with work, diet, health, routines, pets, a brand new 12 to 14 year cycle. This could also involve, sorry, I forgot to mention, this is your ruler. Jupiter is your ruler, Sag. So technically, this could bleed out to any area of your life, because this is your ruler being electrified by Uranus. So, and Uranus rules your third house of communication. So this could have a flavor or a layer of siblings, cousins, neighbors, your community, especially if your IC lands in your third house of Aquarius. This could be a move. I'm just going to throw it out there. Could be a move, or a move for work, for example. Or again, if you own a business, this is a blow up of your business, Sag. So this is incredible. If you're trying to get a business off the ground, put yourself out there and advertise. This could also be you working from home, working with homes. Definitely a change in career, I feel like, or work, I should say, coming in for you, or the possibilities could be coming in for you at this time, Sag. For others, this is a change, a drastic change, a brand new 12, 14 year cycle in your diet, your health, your nutrition. Absolutely, because it is in the sixth house. Plus it's in the house of Taurus, which, you know, also rules food, diet, nutrition, things like that. Jupiter rules also your fourth house of home, family, foundation. So there could be a new beginning here as well. Again, for those of you looking to start a family, I definitely think it's full on expansion of the home, expansion of the family could be a possibility as well coming in for you at this time. Or again, something to do with you becoming a parent, you know, unexpectedly, or, you know, maybe you becoming a grandparent unexpectedly. That could be a possibility as well. But some sort of expansion, blessing coming in when it comes to also home, family, and foundation, Sag. But keep in mind, there could be something I didn't mention here, because again, this is your ruler. So when your ruler is involved, who knows? Like, you know, anything can happen in your life. But I mean, Jupiter is the great benefic. So that's why I'm being optimistic about this, is that this is a big blow up, glow up in a good way in your life, Sag, and you're definitely going to enjoy this. So let's see here. What else? Yeah, Venus coming into your 5th house. If you're single, you know, you could definitely start dating someone this month. But again, I'm going to throw it out there to my single Sages. Just go slow. Because again, with an eclipse in here, you're not seeing your partner. You're not seeing this person for who they are. You're not seeing something clearly. Something is being hidden from you, like eclipsed. So just be mindful of that. Wherever Venus goes, she attracts. So if you do have a hobby or a side hustle, Venus could be bringing you in money at this time. But yeah, romance, dating, fun, flirty energy is incredible this month. Even if you're connected, make sure you schedule in date night, date time, fancy time, whatever you want to call it, Sag. But yeah, Venus in here is incredible. And she's trining your energies, whatever you're watching for. She's pouring in those blessings, the love, the harmony, the bliss, the indulgence. Again, the romance, the sex, things like that. That'll be delicious for you this month, Sag. So that's, again, your 5th house is lit up. I can't ignore that, you know, but again, they keep telling me expect the unexpected. You know, I keep hearing, yeah, expect the unexpected, but at least you have this energy in a really incredible, fun house. Yeah, and with that South node though, yeah, they're telling me you got to let go of friendships or a friend or something like that that's not working. There's something in your 11th house that you got to let go of. Could also be a goal or something like that, they're telling me. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. And then, yeah, the new beginning. There's a new beginning happening with Saturn and Mars coming together in your 4th house of home, family, and foundation, ancestry, roots. Again, parenthood. You as a parent or your parents, mom, dad, authority figures in your life, Sag. So I'm not going to beat around the bush here. This one could be challenging for you. This one could be challenging because it's squaring your energy, especially if you have anything around 14 degrees. If you have anything around 14 degrees of Sag, you're going to feel this the most. Even if you have anything 14 degrees in Gemini, you're going to feel this quite intensely, especially if your IC truly runs through Pisces. Yeah, there's a new beginning, but there's a separation happening at the same time. So I'm just going to throw it out there, Sag. I mean, some of you could be moving if your IC is truly in your Pisces house. Could impact career, absolutely. Could be a change of career, change of job, change of place of living, community, wherever it is that you're living. Or this could be renovations of the home. This could be restructuring, something to do with the home, but this could be a separation, so of a relationship, something to do with the home. This could also be someone leaving the home, like a child moving out on their own, or somebody who lives with you is moving out. Could be a possibility as well. But yeah, I can't sugarcoat this, Sag. Like Mars in here is going to stir up shit in your home life. So whoever you live with, whether, you know, you're single and you live with, what do you call them? Like roommates or whatever, flatmates or whatever, or even if you live in a dorm, like there's going to be a little bit of conflict under the roof, but the energy is going to pass. But there's a new 2-year cycle happening here. So for those of you that are looking to move, or even this is going to impact the career, this is not a bad thing. Is it going to be hard? Yeah, probably, because it's squaring your energy. And Mars and Saturn are not the easiest planets to work with, depending on the aspect. So, but regardless, this is a brand new 2-year cycle happening in your home, family, and foundation sector of your life. And I think I skipped over the full moon. Yeah, so there's a full moon in Scorpio in your hidden 12th house, shining a spotlight again on that 6th house of work. So something's coming to a culmination point. Something's coming to an ending. So this is work, Again, day-to-day, anything to do with your day-to-day habits, routines, diet, health, nutrition, your pets, co-workers, the workplace. There could be some changes, some shuffling, things like that. Pluto is squaring up to this full moon. So, you know, this is something that you have to transform or transmute, something that's not working. There's some sort of readjustment here. Pluto newly in your third house. This is anything to do with communications, technology, writing, speaking, the mind, how you communicate with others, traveling, transportation, how you get around. This is also siblings, cousins, neighbors, relatives. So there's some sort of adjustment that is being asked of you at this time. For some of you, this is conscious, and for some of you, this is going to be unconscious because the full moon is in your hidden 12th house. So, but it's highlighting an ending. This is like a double ending for you. Again, something connected in that 6th house. And then Pluto is asking you to transmute it and maybe take it higher or reassess something. Again, this could be connected to a relationship, could be connected to home, family, foundation, homeland. Yeah, or again, something subconscious that's coming up at this time, something to do with a mind that you have to work through. And again, if you need to talk to somebody, get the help you need this month, Sag. Don't ignore it. Just not a good month to ignore stuff like that, because it just could come out in unexpected, ugly ways, so to speak. Okay, I think that's about it, Sag. All in all, enjoy April, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey Capricorn, welcome to your April horoscope. So, Capricorn, are we ready? Are we ready for April, Capricorn? You are one of the cardinal energies. I've been saying this for every cardinal sign. So you, Cancer, Aries, Libra. These eclipses are impacting our angular houses, very important houses that are going to ripple out to all areas of life. And yeah, so that includes you, Caps, but all in all, this is blessings, right? These are blessings coming in. And for you in particular, this is hitting your home, family, foundation, especially if your IC truly runs through Aries. Capricorn, if you're looking to move, it's gonna happen. Like, it's definitely gonna happen if your IC is truly in Aries, okay? But if it floats, like if your IC is in Taurus, you probably already moved the last couple years. And then if your IC is in Pisces, you're coming up to a move once those eclipses hit your IC starting in 2025, if that makes sense. But anyway, eclipses are hitting home, family, foundation, ancestry, your parents, you as a parent, Capricorn, and this is definitely going to impact your career because you're leaving behind something to do with your career, your work, your reputation, your status. Again, something to do with your parents. This might not impact you. Maybe it's your parents going through some changes. Maybe it's you becoming a parent. Whatever the case may be, Capricorn, focus is on the home front, and this is where you're welcoming in something new. So this is not a light switch, Capricorn. This is not like, hey, something's going to happen right on April the 8th. I mean, it could. Let me know in the comments below what happens to you. You know, what happens to all of us this month. I'm curious to hear your stories. But all in all, this energy is going to ripple out over the next year, like 2025, but they're also showing me 4 years. Like, this solar eclipse is going to ripple out 4 years from now. But I get it. For some people, that's too long to think about. But definitely 2025 is when the energy will wane a little bit, just to do with this solar eclipse. So very intense energy coming in for well, not only you, Capricorn, but all of us. But I mean, it's hitting that angular house. So it's a very important time for you. Okay, so the sun is going to light up your 5th house around April the 19th. So this is going to pour more energy into your, like, having a good time, fun, children, creativity, self-expression. This is also the house of gambling and hobbies. So please don't bet the farm, Capricorn. Please don't bet the farm. Now, you and Cancer have this incredible conjunction in a lucky house. I said this to the Cancerians as well. So Jupiter and Uranus coming together in your 5th house, Capricorn. If you feel called to buy a 50-50 ticket, a lottery ticket, a scratch ticket, I would say do it. However, this is also the energy of taking gambling and entertainment way too far. Way too far, Capricorn. So, like, this is definitely a lucky break in your lucky house. Cancer is getting this as well in their 11th house. But again, Jupiter overdoes everything. Jupiter doesn't care. Jupiter's like, let's go big or go home, and I don't care how much it costs. So I also want to throw out that energy. But I mean, you do you, Capricorn. If you want to spend $1 billion on lottery tickets, then you do you. But this is definitely a lucky break coming into your 5th house. Plus, on top of it, if you have anything in Capricorn around 21 degrees, give or take a couple degrees on either side, again, this is blessings coming into you. If it's your sun, it's your career, or it's benefits coming to your father or father figures in your life. But this is benefits, if it's your ascendant, this is benefits coming to you from possibly multiple different directions in your life, because it's your ascendant. It could be your identity. It could be fame and fortune. It could be you getting yourself on the map, putting yourself out there. I mean, you do have a full moon in your social media house if you do anything online. So Capricorn, this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is pouring blessings into your sign. If it's your moon, this could have something to do with, again, benefits coming into your mom or motherly parental figures, or you as a parent, or benefits to the home environment. Now, speaking of parenthood, this is definitely the aspect of surprise pregnancy, like hands down, definite. You know, especially if this is your true 5th house, Capricorn, because I can appreciate some of you don't use whole sign houses, but if this is your true 5th house and you're with a partner and you don't want to start a family or you're not ready, take those extra precautions, because this is definitely surprise, I'm pregnant. Or this could be, if you have children, you could be surprised you're a grandma or grandpa or whatever, or whatever the case may be. So I just want to put it out there. It's not a bad thing, but I mean, if you are looking to get pregnant, April, it could definitely happen, especially with all that energy in your 4th house of home, family, foundation. There's clearly a focus on family, and there's clearly an expansion or growth happening or changes happening under whatever your living circumstances are, Capricorn. There's definitely change coming into that area of life. Okay. And then, of course, Capricorn, I think I mentioned this is definitely going to impact your career. Definitely going to impact your career in some way, shape, or form. South Node is there, so you got to let something go when it comes to work, career, reputation, status, whatever the case may be. This could also bleed out into your relationships, whether this is in love or business. Again, angular house, it's going to impact all areas of your life, Capricorn. Okay, full moon in Scorpio happening on the 23rd. If you have anything in Capricorn around 4 degrees, you'll feel this the most, but regardless, you will feel this in some area of your life. So 11th house, this is friendship circles, groups, memberships, people that you hang out with, your role in these groups. This is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. This is your long-term goals and commitments, and also older siblings, if you have older siblings. So Capricorn, again, this is shining that spotlight on that fun 5th house. So again, it could be shining a spotlight on creative projects, endeavors. I think I forgot to mention, this is a new 14 12 to 14 year cycle starting in your 5th house, Capricorn. I can't remember if I mentioned that. So brand new beginnings in your 5th house, whether it's, again, starting a family, whether it's taking a side hustle and creating a business, whether it's, again, creativity, hobby, self-expression, gambling, entertainment. This is the house of having fun. So set the intention, set the stage, Capricorn, over the next 12 to 14 years of bringing in more fun, bringing in the joy. This could also have something to do with spirituality, religion, belief systems. This could have something to do with siblings, cousins, neighbors, your community, getting involved with your community more. Traveling, tripping around, educational pursuits, becoming a coach, an educator, a teacher, things like that, Capricorn. So sorry, I think I forgot to mention that as well. But this full moon is also pointing a spotlight on that 5th house as well. So something is coming to a culmination point in this area of life, or this axis of life, I should say. Now, Pluto, newly in your 2nd house of income, of earnings, of work, of your talents, skills, and abilities. Pluto is squaring this full moon. So if you are, I don't know, Capricorn, buying into an association or membership and you have to pay fees, or you're loaning money like crazy to a friend, or maybe some of you, you're supporting a friend or you're supporting an older sibling, Pluto is going to ask you to reassess that, especially in your income sector. I mean, Capricorn, don't get me wrong. If you have the means to do so, do it, you know, but Pluto is going to gut check you here. Pluto is going to be like, okay, do you really want to keep doing that? Do you really want to keep giving your older brother, older sister, like $1,000 a month to pay their rent because they can't get their shit together or something like that, Capricorn? I don't know. Like, I'm just throwing out examples here. And actually, for those of you with your midheaven in Scorpio, this could be a career change. This could be absolutely something to do with your career or even home. Like if your midheaven is in Scorpio, your IC is running down through Taurus, and Pluto could be squaring that too. So there's some sort of change or readjustment on the home front or career, like a culmination point in your career. But that's only for those of you that have a floating midheaven in Scorpio and an IC in Taurus. So I don't mean to confuse you, but I thought I'd throw that out there. All in all, this is a readjustment, Capricorn. Something to do with finances, something to do with work, your talents, your skills, your abilities. There's a readjustment that needs to happen here. I don't see it as a severing. I see it as like, okay, maybe instead of, maybe you're forking out, I don't know, like $500 a month on multiple different memberships. Maybe it's time to scale that back. Do you really need to belong to all those associations and memberships and things like that? This is also your house of social media. So maybe it's time to relook at social media, how you use social media. Do you need to be on 16 platforms or whatever? Like, it's a lot of work, right? Like for those of us that are in YouTube land and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and blah, 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 blah. I don't even know them all. Time to reassess that. Maybe it's time to reassess that and rein that in. Pluto is asking you to sort of get rid of things that just don't work or aren't helping you in some way, shape, or form. Now, Mercury retrograde. And let's talk about the wound here. Chiron down in the 4th house, Capricorn. I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, if you watched it. So all of us, our wounds are going to be scratched this month. I don't mean to be negative or a Debbie Downer about it, but I'm not going to ignore the fact that there's an eclipse right on top of Chiron. Hello. Like, if you know, how can you ignore that? I certainly can't ignore that. This is definitely a wound coming up. This is definitely people triggering us. Mercury retrograde in Aries, words being used as weapons. This is the keyboard heroes coming out and shitting on everybody on the internet and hiding behind their, sorry, I want to swear excessively, like hiding behind their effing computer. Okay, that's going to be happening this month. That's what I'm kind of guessing. we could be triggered by all of this. And not just you, Capricorn, but everybody. And this is even squaring your Capricorn placements. So again, this could be, look to your Chiron, your natal Chiron. That's going to give you a hint. But this could be home, family, foundation, a parent wound, mom, dad, authority figure wound, a boss wound. You as a parent, you know, I know some of you out there are like, I know I hear this. I'm not calling you this, Capricorn, but I'm hearing this. Like some of you are thinking you're a bad parent, which you're not, by the way. You're not. You're just doing the best you can. So like, you know, put that on a sticky note and stick it on your mirror, please. But those kind of things are going to come up. I'm not going to like beat around the bush. I can't sugarcoat this, Capricorn. It is what it is. But this is what I love about astrology. It warns you. It warns us of possibilities that could be coming up. These are not exact manifestations. Astrology is not exact manifestations, because we have free will. That's why we could change this energy. We could turn it around. That's what I like about astrology. I try to turn the energy around. So when you feel this bubbling up to the surface, Capricorn, get it out of your body, talk to a trusted friend, a loved one, a counselor, a therapist, somebody that can help you work through these wounds, because you might get triggered this month. Maybe this isn't for all of you, but I really think this is going to affect all of us in at least one area of life. We could overhear something. We could see something that triggers us. We could, you know, someone in the home could definitely trigger us. Heated words could go around with whoever you live with. I mean, Mercury's down in the 4th house retrograding. So there's going to be miscommunications on the home front. Possibly bleeding up into your career as well. There could be miscommunications, heated debates, heated conversations, discussions. The blessing here is Venus is coming into Aries. So wherever Venus goes, she usually tries to smooth things over. So this is fantastic. However, again, Venus doesn't function very well here. So she'll do her best to sort of like smooth things over when it comes to family dynamics or anything to do with the home dynamics, your relationships with your loved ones or partnerships or kids or whatever. So that is the blessing here with Venus coming through. But I'm also thinking there might be a wound coming up when it comes to relationships, Capricorn. So just keep that in mind. I mean, this isn't all about wounds, okay? I'm just trying to spitfire some examples here of what could be coming up at this time. But this is a great time to redecorate. But again, just be careful because we are in Mercury retrograde. So, you know, instead of painting your walls blood red, maybe hold off on that until Mercury goes at least direct. But yeah, great time to like shuffle furniture around, cleanse the home, like sage the home, or get some of those singing bowls, go around your home, especially concentrate on corners, redecorate, put up pictures, shuffle things around. Again, I would hold off on painting. Like they're telling me hold off on like big structural changes or painting because you might change your mind once Mercury goes direct. But Venus, you know, in the 4th house, you're going to want to beautify your space, wherever your place of living is. That's the nice thing about Venus coming through the 4th house. Also, if you work with homes, if you're a real estate agent or work from home, money could be coming in. Wherever Venus goes, she brings blessings in love and money. So money could be coming in from working from home or the real estate, whatever the case may be. In your case, actually, Capricorn, buying and selling could be a possibility with this eclipse. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, especially if your IC is down here, this could be finding the perfect home. And again, selling your home for maybe a bigger, higher dollar than what you anticipated or imagined. That's a possibility too. Okay, let's move on here. Let's move on. Let's talk about, yeah, Pisces, your Pisces pie, piece of the pie. So Mars and Saturn are coming together in your 3rd house, Cap. This is making opportunity aspects to your planets, placements, points. However, Mars and Saturn, Saturn's your ruler, by the way, not the easiest energy to work with, but I feel like you are one of the signs, you and Aquarius will be able to handle this better because you are ruled by Saturn. So, but it doesn't make it any easier because Mars can be an asshole. Let's just Sorry, I just see there's my no filter coming out. But I mean, Mars can be a pain in the ass. I'm just going to be honest. Like Mars can be a pain in the ass. Um, so Capricorn, first of all, be very careful driving around. This is happening on April the 10th, but I mean, be very careful driving around, however you get around, whether it's biking or walking or transportation, be very careful, especially if you're driving. This is definitely like road rage. Sorry, my eyeball is watering. This is definitely road rage, you know, like Mars in the third house. You want to go like a $140 down the highway, or maybe even in town. But yeah, watch out for speeding tickets and stuff like that. But this could be fender benders, Capricorn. That's what I'm getting at, you know, because Mars rules cars and metal, and coming up against Saturn there, that's like coming up against something a little bit hard. So I'm not picking up anything like dangerous. I'm just picking up possibilities of fender benders because we're impatient and we want to get to point A and B and C and whatever. So just be mindful, Capricorn. This is going to make your communication extra sharp in a good way, but also in a bad way. So be mindful how you're communicating with people, because this is in your communication sector, writing, speaking. If you're pitching anything, you could come off pretty harsh. So just be mindful of that. But Mars in here is very productive, right? Very productive writing, publishing, speaking. If you have to do a speech or a pitch, excellent. Like, you know, excellent energy for that motivation, passion, drive. And again, Saturn's your ruler. So Saturn in here is definitely trying to crystallize something in this area of life. This is also educational pursuits, training, upgrading, anything to do with the mind, expansion of the mind, or you becoming the teacher and passing down your knowledge. This is also the house of siblings, cousins, neighbors. There could be some tensions with them. So just be mindful of that energy as well. Again, I'm just giving you examples, you guys. Not all of this is going to be coming true because it depends on your personal birth chart. But again, this energy is going to pass, and this is a brand new 2-year beginning in your third house. This is not going to happen for another, I think, 30 years or so, depending on your age. So you may or may not experience this again, but this is a brand new beginning in that communication sector. So again, Saturn's helping you to crystallize something in this area of life, making opportunity aspects to your planets, placements, points in your first house, and even up in your relationship sector as well. This could have connection to home, family, foundation again. This could also have a connection with friends, friendship circles, older siblings, people that you're connected with, people that you surround yourself with, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your long-term goals and ambitions, and also social media. So be mindful on social media, what you put out on social media as well. All in all, Capricorn, yeah, what a month full of new beginnings. 5th house, new beginnings. 4th house, new beginnings. 3rd house, new beginnings. Whew. Yeah. Anyway, Capricorn, I wish you a wonderful April, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now. Hey, Aquarius, welcome to your April 2024 horoscope. So Aquarius, let's just dive right in here. Yeah, your educational sector is literally on fire, up for some change. Well, maybe not literally. That's a poor choice of words, Aquarius. But lots of change on the educational front. This is your house of communication. This is your house of community, your place of living, especially if your IC runs through Aries. This is siblings. This is cousins, neighbors, relatives, the community you belong to. This is also transportation, vehicles, how you get around. This is social media, the internet, anything to do with the mind too. So educational pursuits, learning, upgrading. So yeah, that is, sorry, they keep telling me you're on fire, Aquarius, you're on fire. So I hope you don't take that literal, please. Don't take that literal, but they are saying that in a positive way, okay? They're saying, you know, Aquarians are on fire. You know, Aquarians are on fire in a good, in a good way, Aquarius. I feel like a lot of you too could be getting some some pretty incredible downloads at this time as well. So yeah, lots of change, lots and lots and lots of change coming in from your your travel access, your educational access. I mean, and just diving more into your community, being more involved in your community. And also, you know, this also could impact your siblings as well. Like siblings, cousins, neighbors, there definitely could be some changes in the environment where you live. Again, if your IC runs through Aries, that you could be up for a move as well, Aquarius, if you're looking to change your place of living. This is not for everybody. This is, again, if your IC falls in that third house. So, Aquarius, but I am going to put it out there because there's so much energy in your third house of communication. Mercury in here, I mean, your mind is going to be quick, your speech is going to be quick, but Aries is a double-edged sword, especially when Mercury is moving through here, back and forth, back and forth. So be mindful of your communication, how you communicate with others, especially, again, siblings, cousins, neighbors, what you put out on social media, writing, publishing, things like that. Because yeah, I really think a lot of us are going to have some heated debates this month. You know, there's such thing as healthy debate, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be very reactive and they're not going to have a filter on this month at all. So I feel like a lot of us are going to be walking back our talk and putting our foots in our mouths. And this just isn't you, Aquarius. I feel like this is going to be everybody. So just be mindful. Just be mindful of this energy. That's why I love astrology. It kind of gives us a heads up. So, you know, notice what you're noticing. And especially you being all this energy in that communicative type of house. You know, I have no doubt you're going to be on point, Aquarius, but again, be mindful of the darker side of this energy where it can be used to hurt people, basically. Speech can be used to hurt people when Mercury is going back and forth in Aries. And speaking of that, I can't ignore the fact that this solar eclipse is happening right on Chiron. So wounds. I feel like all of us are going to have some sort of wounds coming up this month. Look to your natal Chiron if you know your chart. Look to your natal Chiron to get some hints, especially if it's making any aspects. But in the third house, again, this could be wounds coming up from, again, your childhood, siblings, cousins, neighbors, neighborhood, family, ancestry, roots, education, wounds from education, or your experiences as a youngster going through the education system. But I mean, this could be all levels of education as well, learning, things like that could be bubbling up at this time. You could be triggered by something you see, by something you hear, by something someone says to you, and vice versa. Like I can see you being the one, Aquarius, just firing off like crazy too. So I mean, it could be, I can see this energy going both ways, just because, again, this is really impacting your third house of communication. So be mindful. Anything that's bubbling up at the surface at this time is meant to be healed and acknowledged. Please talk things out. If there's anything bothering you, if there's anything bubbling up from the past, please, I see you're having opportunities here to heal it. Like all this energy in Aries is technically making nice aspects to Aquarius. You have opportunities to heal this. So you will have the option if you want to heal this or push it down. I do not recommend pushing it down. I think it's more going to be in your benefit to get it out of your body, whether it's exercise, whether it's talking to someone, whatever that means for you. Get it up and out and acknowledge it and heal it. And trust me, you're going to feel better, Aquarius. So, okay. And then Venus in here this month. If you're single, you could find love in your immediate community, your immediate environment, your immediate place of living, like the city or town that you live in. You could be attracting in a partner at this time. Wherever Venus goes, she kind of like smooths things over and she drops us a little bit of money and she drops us a little bit of love and luck and then away she goes. So Aquarius, benefits could be coming in also in this third house. But again, April is a mixed bag. With that eclipse energy, it's like expect the unexpected. So if the eclipse wasn't here, I would say, yes, there's some sort of blessings coming in your third house, or blessings coming in from a sibling, or again, cousin, neighbor, relative, communication. But again, with the solar eclipse, I don't know, like all bets are off with eclipse season here. So, but regardless, she is transiting there. So I mean, blessings could be coming in, little blessings could be coming in, money could be coming in. Again, from multiple different sources, but also, what was I going to say? But also, oh, if you're having any difficulties or challenges with like neighbors or siblings or relatives or something, this helps smooth things over as well. This helps your relationships with these people as well, Aquarius. Now, middle of the month, the sun is going to move into your fourth house. It's going to pour in energy into this home family foundation area of your life. Now, we also have a full moon up in your 10th house. This bleeds into so many things here. So full moon up in your 10th house, shining a spotlight down on your fourth house. So this is an ending, a culmination when it comes to home family foundation. Again, some of you could be moving at this time or thinking about moving, or this could be a change in career, or change in status or reputation, or this could be focus on or an ending or a culmination point when it's something to do with parenthood, you as a parent or your parents, mom, dad, authority figures in your life, or again, your place of living could be up for some change at this time. Now, new beginnings are also happening in your fourth house of home family foundation, because we have Jupiter and Uranus coming together here, once in a lifetime aspect. So this could be, again, if your IC truly runs through Taurus, this is a brand new beginning when it comes to home, family, foundation, place of living, your ancestry, your roots, again, something to do with you as a parent. This could be you stepping into parenthood, or maybe somebody leaving the nest, when your kid's leaving the nest, or something to do with your parents, like your mom, dad, authority figures. Now, because this is in your fourth house, if this is your true fourth house, this could also impact your career, your public reputation, your status, whatever you do out in the working world. This is also highlighting retirement. So maybe some of you are going to be putting forward your resignation to finally retire, and then you move on to the next chapter of your life, diving into hobbies or projects or part-time work or volunteering or whatever the case may be. But this is some sort of new beginning that will likely ripple out to all areas of your life, Aquarius, because it is happening in an angular house. So I hope that kind of gives you a flavor of the possibilities here. This also could be relationships coming in as well. Money, income, new work, something to do with, again, monetizing your talents, your skills, your ability. Also, benefits coming in from family members, from older siblings, if you have older siblings, friendship circles, groups, people that you hang out with, social media, the internet, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, any sort of long-term goals that you're going after at this time. Jupiter and Uranus coming together is basically trying to make it happen for you. And Uranus is your modern ruler. It's not your ancient ruler, but it's your modern ruler. So again, I do feel like whatever change you initiate in April, May, and beyond, this is obviously going to ripple out for the next 12 years, you know, for over a decade. This new beginning is going to slowly unfold, and it's going to be tied to, again, something to do with home family foundation. If you work with homes, if you're in construction or a real estate agent, oh my gosh, like this is so incredible for you, and so what's the word, like prosperous, like abundance, prosperity is going to be coming in. If you work with homes or something to do with homes, yeah, this is setting you up for success for the next 12 to 14 years. Let's see here. What else? What else? Yeah, we talked about that full moon. So this full moon, though, again, this is happening in your 10th house of career, status, public reputation. Again, you as a parent, your parents, mom, dad, authority figures, or bosses. There's an ending, a culmination point here. It is squaring Pluto newly in your first house, Aquarius. So this, again, could be adjustments in the workplace, changes in the workplace. This could be something that needs to be transformed or let go of in your career sector, for example. Now, this could be an ending. For some of you, I see this as an ending, and you're maybe moving on to something new and different at some point. But I'm seeing this as transformation, transmutation, because this is Pluto after all, and Pluto rules your 10th house. So this is like making something, turning something old into something new. When I originally was preparing for these videos, they actually showed me a compost, you know, so what was once eggshells and potato peels and food scraps turned into nourishment for your garden, your flower bed, your whatever you're planting, and then they come up as something new. So that's kind of what they're showing me for this full moon. Up at the top of your sky, there's something here you need to transform about your status, your reputation, how people see you, how do I say that? How you lean into things, how you are presenting yourself to the world, and also how people are seeing you as well. So very transformational full moon here, Aquarius. And yeah, it might be uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. This might be a little bit uncomfortable, especially if you have anything around 4 degrees of Aquarius. Yeah, this might be a little bit uncomfortable, but you know, we find ourselves at the end of our comfort zones. Just remember that, you know, and plus Pluto being just, yeah, get used to it, Aquarius, because I mean, Pluto's going to constantly be doing this over the next 2 decades, constantly transforming yourself and pushing yourself to transform, to strip you down to your true authentic self, Aquarius. Okay, I think we covered, oh no, last but not least, Mars coming together with Saturn in your 2nd house. This is a brand new 2-year cycle, 2-year beginning for you, Aquarius. Now, Saturn is your ancient ruler, so I think you and Capricorn will be able to handle this energy the best because this is your ruler. But Mars is clipping along here, cruising along here. Maybe you're burning through money like a mad person, and then you hit a wall, so to speak, and you're like, oh, okay, my cash flow has run out. What do I do now? Saturn is asking you to slow down in this area of life, to do sort of like a gut check. This actually could be tied to work, you know, new work, crystallizing something in this area of your life, helping you stand on your own 2 feet, Aquarius. Become your own income earner. This is your house of work. Also your talents, your skills, your abilities. You know, maybe some of you are working away trying to get a side hustle off the ground. Maybe you're trying entrepreneurship. Absolutely go for it. With all this energy in Aries, that's the epitome sign. That's the defining sign of entrepreneurship, you know, and putting yourself out there in social media and advertising. And maybe you're working hard at that. Keep doing that. Keep moving forward. Yes, there's going to be roadblocks. Yes, it's going to be hard work. But trust me, once Saturn leaves your 2nd house, you're going to be a powerhouse when it comes to managing your money, finances, and resources as well. Now, Mars here also separates. So maybe you got to get rid of material possessions. Again, this could have something to do with a change of work, a change of whatever it is you do on a day-to-day level to earn income. Again, maybe you got to level up. Maybe you got to go back to school, training, skills. You got to upgrade your skill set so you can take on something new. Learn about social media. Actually, yeah, why am I telling you that? yeah, but anyway, it popped into my head, but like learn about social media, learn about how to run a business, learn about, I don't know, something to do with your hands, like carpentry or plumbing or mechanics or something, Aquarius. You know, not a bad time to upgrade your skill set at this time. But if you are burning through money, I think reality checks are going to be possibly coming to light. This isn't for all of you, and I'm not saying all Aquarians are bad with their money. This is just I'm just giving you possibilities, some examples here. But whatever this is, whatever you're working towards, Aquarius, you're setting yourself up for success over the next 2 years. And this is in a financial house. It is in a work house. It is about material possessions as well. But Mars in here, it's more so separating. So it's like getting rid of things that you don't need anymore. Or again, turning them into something like a hobby, a business, monetizing something that you enjoy doing. This is also your value systems as well. You know, this could also be Aquarius. Maybe it's time to think about raising those rates, actually, if you do own a business. But now, if you're not a business owner, again, this could be some challenging energy coming in when it comes to work, but you'll get through it. You know, it just means nose to the grindstone. You might have a busy month ahead, so just keep at it, keep going, Aquarius. And again, Mars will eventually pass and move into your third house. So otherwise, I think that's about it. Yeah, we talked about the Jupiter, Uranus. Yeah, I think that is about it, Aquarius. So enjoy the month of April, and we'll see you back here next month. And bye for now. Hey, Pisces, welcome to your April 2024 horoscope here. So let's just dive right in, Pisces, and start with that solar eclipse in your second house of earnings and money and work. Oh my goodness, Pisces. So lots of changes here. Lots of changes in your financial access, but for the better. For the better. This is you standing on your own 2 feet. This is you becoming the breadwinner. This is you bringing in the cheddar, Pisces. This is just such a phenomenal transit. I know some of you, this is going to push you outside of your comfort zone, but this is going to show how powerful you are and how independent you truly can be. And you don't need to rely on anybody else but yourself, Pisces. So, and if you've been following me for a while, I've been saying this over and over and over again. You're going to be a powerhouse. Okay, just keep nose to the grindstone, keep working away. You're going to be a powerhouse once you have Saturn and Neptune move out of your sign, and it's like go time. It's like go time, Pisces. But anyway, lots of changes in your financial access here. You could be paying off debts, loans, which is a good thing. You might want to crave that, get rid of any sort of taxes. Well, I guess if you owe taxes, I don't know why I said taxes, but I mean, yeah, if you owe money on your taxes or something like that, whatever, leave that in the dust, pay that kind of stuff off. I feel like you're going to want to get out of debt. And yeah, this is you making, like I said, bringing in the money. This is about your finances. This is about your earnings, how you make a living. This is also your house of work. Your talents, your skills, your abilities. Some of you could be monetizing this. Some of you could be trying to start a business, trying to monetize or crystallize something. Definite changes in the workplace. So if you do work for someone, I'm also getting the hunch that, you know, some of you want to break out of the workplace. Definite energy that there's going to be changes in the workplace for sure, especially if you have any planets, placements, points up in Sag. That's going to be trining your career planets or points or midheaven. If your midheaven is through Sag, yeah, this could be definitely a change in work or you becoming an entrepreneur. All this energy in Aries, Pisces, like if you're willing and if you're craving it, go the entrepreneurship route. You have so much support there right now, and especially with the eclipses there, things can happen really, really quickly for you. Keep in mind, though, this is not a light switch. I don't recommend just outright quitting your job. I can see some of you doing that, but I mean, yeah, things could change on a dime, absolutely. But this energy is going to flow out over the next year. They're even showing me 4 years from now. So 2025, you'll be able to see the picture a little bit more clear. Sorry, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Ugh, I hate that feeling. Feels like I'm going to sneeze and I can't sneeze. Anyway, sorry, Pisces. That's so weird. I got like this fuzzy head feeling. Anyway, okay, where was I? So yes, entrepreneurship, new beginnings with work, career, finances, monetizing your talents, your skills, your abilities, if you're called to do that. I'm not saying all of you need to be entrepreneurs, but I'm just saying, for those of you that are being called to do that, go after that because you have a lot of support here. Now, speaking of that though, money and work, there could be a wound coming up here. I can't ignore the fact that this eclipse is right on top of Chiron. Depending on where Chiron is in your chart, Pisces, this could be a wound. There's definitely some sort of wound here around the I am aspect, am I worthy aspect, or again, something to do with a wound with material possessions, money, resources, finances, or work. There's some sort of, and your value system, like again, am I worthy? You know, so Pisces, there might be a wound being scratched here. And this is for all of us. It's just that it's going to come out in different ways. We could be triggered by something we see, something we hear, something we sense, something we feel in the body. This could also just come out of nowhere. So just be mindful. Just be mindful. I don't want to dwell on this energy too much, but just be mindful of any sort of wounds coming up at this time. Make sure you heal them, you acknowledge them, you heal them, let them go, thank them. You know, they've served their purpose, but now it's time to go. I know I'm making it sound easy, but just don't stuff it down, Pisces. This is not a good month. April is definitely not a good month to stuff down any wounds. We need to express them, acknowledge them, move through the emotions. We need to, if you have to, talk to somebody, great time to talk to. With Pluto in your 12th house, trust me, Pluto's going to be cleaning out your closet, your spiritual closet, your mental closet, like you would not believe over the next 2 decades, Pisces. So yeah, like this is just the beginning actually of you cleaning out the spiritual closet, getting rid of the cobwebs, psychologically, spiritually, skeletons in the closet. Time to move them out. Time to move them out. And then the new Pisces will emerge, over many, many, many years, But anyway, that's a whole other video. I could go off on a tangent. But anyway, let's see here. Yeah, and Mercury going back and forth here. Again, you're reassessing, right? You're reassessing how you earn a living. You're reassessing your talents, your skills, your abilities. Maybe you're looking to go back to school or again, looking to upgrade. With Venus in here, incredible. Venus will attract, right? Venus attracts anywhere she goes. So Venus is going to attract in more money, more possibly material possessions. However, again, I can't ignore the fact that an eclipse is happening in here. So you guys, like, all bets are off. Like, who knows what's going to happen? You tell me, you let me know in the comments below how this is, playing out in your life. But keep in mind, this is going to ripple out a whole year and beyond because it is quite an intense solar eclipse. So, but all in all, Venus in here usually is good for your income. Maybe bonuses, money coming to you usually from work sources or from your talent, skills, and abilities. That's why I'm saying monetize them. This is a good time to monetize them. And then, yeah, Mercury going back and forth. Just be mindful of spending money. Be mindful of signing contracts, agreements, signing for loans or anything to do with banks. Just be mindful. Be mindful of that because Mercury moving back and forth can be a little bit squirrely in the money sector. So be mindful how you're spending money, Pisces. Okay, let's talk about this new beginning happening. Well, multiple new beginnings, by the way. New beginning in your first house, second house, third house. Just an FYI. New beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings is more new beginnings this month, Pisces. So, so there's your financial access we talked about. Let's talk about your educational access. We have Jupiter and Uranus coming together. This is your ruler, by the way. Jupiter is your ruler coming together with Uranus. So talk about Pisces downloads and psychic energy could be coming in at this time. You could be getting incredible downloads at this time. So tune the channel. I would recommend to tune the channel to that, Pisces, if you dabble in the metaphysical arts. Because yeah, this could be a huge glow up for you when it comes to communication, publishing, writing, teaching, educational pursuits. Remember I mentioned upgrading your skills, talents, abilities, knowledge. Yes, Jupiter and Uranus supporting you in that third house. It's full on, Pisces. Plus on top of it, if you have anything around 21 degrees of Pisces, this is flowing into your sign. This is opportunities coming at you. Now, is it going to all happen on April 20th? God, no, absolutely not. This is a 12 to 14 year cycle, Pisces. So buckle up. I think this is going to be actually really incredible for you because this is such a busy communicative house. Sorry. I'm getting a little dry and crusty here. But yeah, this is such an incredible blessing coming in this busy third house. This could also be blessings coming in from your neighborhood, your community, siblings, cousins, literal neighbors, whoever. Like, this is a focus on your immediate community. It could also be on long distance traveling and people from foreign lands, foreign cultures, absolutely. But this is literally happening in your immediate environment. Blessings are coming in from your immediate direct environment, Pisces. And like I said, flowing opportunities are coming to you from this house, but it will be up to you if you want to take advantage of them or not. And again, this is a long cycle, you guys, so it's not all going to happen in April. Again, 12 to 14 year cycle, but this is setting you up for success for the next 12 to 14 years, Pisces. So I'm very, very excited for you. This could absolutely have, again, a connection to your career, your reputation. This could, if your IC floats in here, this could absolutely be a move, like a literal house move, if this is hitting your IC. Or again, blessings coming in from home, family, foundation. Maybe you are becoming a parent, Pisces. Again, if your IC is being hit here, you becoming a parent or a grandparent, expansion of the home, blessings coming in through parents, blessings coming to your parents, or you as a parent. So what else? And then again, this is your ruler, right? So I mean, it really could be blessings coming in from multiple areas of your life. And then yes, we have a full moon too, highlighting this access for you as well. So again, putting the spotlight on educational pursuits, training. This is also the house of religion, spirituality as well. Long distance traveling or trips as well, but just keep in mind Mercury retrograde, so things could go a little squirrely. Make sure you get to the airport on time and make sure, you know, your itinerary is confirmed and things like that if you are traveling around this full moon. But this is a culmination point in this educational access, educational pursuits. Maybe you're finishing school or going back to school or graduating, whatever the case may be. This is also the house of the gods. So again, reach for the stars, Pisces. I think I've told you that before. Just like step outside your comfort zone, and that's where you're going to start living, is when we step outside of our comfort zone. Now, Pluto, though, in your 12th house, sorry, my nose is now itchy. Pluto in the 12th house, making a square up to this full moon, means that there is an adjustment that needs to take place. Now, this is in your house. This is a psychological, like, again, Pluto is cleaning out the cobwebs, so to speak. So some of you might notice this and some of you might not. It depends on how this is aspecting your chart personally, but this is a subconscious shift or a subconscious, well, yeah, kind of that's what they're showing me, is it's like a subconscious cellular shift. This could be. So some of you might not even be conscious of this, but in literal terms, there's some sort of adjustment here with, again, an educational pursuit, maybe a legal matter, maybe something to do with training or traveling or teaching, or ethics, belief systems, religion, dealing with people from all over the globe, again, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So Pluto is just asking you to gut check here something, or something needs to transform. I'm not seeing this, I mean, full moons are an ending, a culmination point, but I'm not seeing this as an ending so much as like just another chapter. And then Pluto is asking you to transform something, like turn something old into something new. When I was sitting on this energy, they actually showed me a compost, which is so Scorpio, right? And it's, you know, our eggshells and our whatever potato peels go in there. And then what was once scraps, like food scraps, now turns into, you know, nourishment for our gardens, our flower beds, trees, whatever you use compost for. So, you know, there's some sort of transformation or regeneration happening here. And the full moon is, you know, pouring harmonious energy into your sign, Pisces. So if you have anything around 4 degrees of Pisces, again, this full moon is shining a light on that planet placement point as well. So for example, if it's your sun, this could be like a career shift, or something to do with home, family, foundation, or something to do with your identity. Or again, something to do with your father or father figures in your life, or bosses, for example. So, all in all, like, again, I don't think this is a bad thing. I just think this is like some sort of something that you got to transform, or again, turn something old into something new that's going to help you and benefit you. And I keep hearing, Pisces, like, monetize your skill set. That is coming in loud and clear. I don't care how old you are, or maybe you're retired. Monetize. There's got to be something that you can do that you can monetize. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are doing it nowadays, especially like side hustles. There has to be something that you can do that you can monetize on the side, or just bring in some extra cash, or do it for fun. Or again, download your knowledge to somebody else. Like, you know, become the coach, become the teacher, become the elder, become the mentor, become the you know, speaker, or like I'm seeing you doing something out in public. You know, like there's got to be something that you can turn rubbish into gold, is basically kind of what they're showing me, Pisces. And then, yeah, last but not least, this new beginning happening in your first house. We got Mars and Saturn coming together in your first house. Again, if you've been following me for a while, I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record, but I mean, anything in your first house, it's going to impact your entire chart. It's going to impact all areas of your life, because it's one of the important angles of your chart. So Mars coming together with Saturn, I'm not going to lie, can be difficult. But again, this is about building resiliency for you, Pisces. This is like, okay, you come up against a roadblock. What are you going to do? How are you going to get around it? Are you going to blow a hole through the wall? Are you going to climb up and over the wall? Or are you going to go around the wall? Or are you going to go under the wall? Like, it's like, get creative. When roadblocks happen in your life, get creative, Pisces. What are you going to do? What are your next steps? This is not the energy to just sit there and wait for something to happen. Pisces, this is teaching you. Like I said, Saturn is teaching you to build that resiliency, to create the life you want, Pisces. And yeah, you're going to be a powerhouse. If you put in the work, you're going to be a powerhouse. Saturn will reward you for years to come, for years and years to come. Because Pisces, you're setting yourself up for success for the next 30 years. Like, that's huge. And then plus Neptune is in there, making sure you add in sort of the softer side of life, and spirituality, and love, and romance, and just softening the edges a little bit of Saturn, if you know what I mean. So new beginning. Yes, another new beginning in your first house, Pisces. And again, this is setting you up for success for a 2-year cycle. And then the next time Mars and Saturn meet, it's going to be in your second house of, again, money, earnings, income. And then you'll be able to, again, start a brand new cycle in that area of life. But the focus is on you. This could be definitely tied to money, definitely tied to work, resources, material possessions, something to do with traveling, or something to do with international or foreign shores, cultures, lands, dealing with people from all over the globe. What else here? What else here? Friendship circles, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your role in these groups. And maybe some of you are starting your own membership or group, or you're trying to get something off the ground that's bringing people together, like humanitarian efforts. That could be this as well. This something tied in with this new beginning. I'm just giving you examples, Pisces. Of course, apply this to your life, depending on what you're watching for, of course, ascendant, sun, moon, or whatever. But regardless, Pisces, new beginnings in your first house of identity, the self, how you show up in the world, how people view you. New beginnings in your second house of earnings and income and work, and new beginnings in your house of the mind, communication, the mindset, your community, your place of living, siblings, cousins, neighbors, publishing, writing, higher education, teaching, traveling, big, like the third house is so busy, such a heavy house. And again, that could touch multiple areas of your life. Also social media, the internet, teaching, writing. I think I've said all that already. But anyway, Pisces, all in all, I wish you a wonderful month, and we'll see you back here next month. Bye for now.